Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Talk with the Titans, live from London, UK, all the way to the US of A and worldwide. I'm your host, Kalam L, and this is Talk with the Titans. Tonight's show, we've got the resident medicine man, my brother Gabz. We saying, Gabz?
Yo, peace to the family. What's happening? What's happening? We live, baby. We live. I'm here, baby.
Jeez, we're about to get it in. I know, a lot of people been asking me, but you know what? I thought, jeez, so just to Christy, you know what? Yeah, Sunday that just transpired. Like, I'm getting loads of messages, I'm getting loads of calls, I'm talking about all around the world, like from everywhere. Everywhere people are talking about what transpired on Sunday. This Sunday was a shutdown event. Okay? Shutdown event where everybody was just dishing out the medicine. And right about now, King Medicine Man, you need to come true and let the people know what was going on. For those people who hasn't seen the debate that you had, let them know what took place. Going on. For those people who hasn't seen the debate that you had, no problem. Let's get it. Oh, where's my notification gang members are at? I see y'all in the building. Shout outs to you, family tree, for coming true. We're going to be talking about a whole lot. So please, if you haven't already subscribed and you're just passing through for the first time now, hit the subscribe button down below. And also, if you can, hit the bell icon so you could be notified for all the new upcoming shows. Like, we touch on everything on here, okay? We have atheism, Christianity, Kemetism, African philosophy, more Islam. If I said Christianity already, I said Christianity, Hebrew Israelites. We have everybody passing through because this is your home, family. This is your home away from home where you can get all the major titans in one particular spot. When I say titans, like, I'm talking about we're the home of the intellectual giants. Okay, so if you want that information, this is the place that you need to be. All right, so let's hit it up. What are you saying to me, family? Talk.
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. So first and foremost, I'll say peace to everyone in the chat room. Peace to the trolls, because we love the trolls. We love y'all. You are still gonna be getting that medicine regardless. But yeah, man, Sunday, obviously, that was the first time I've been in a while, actually, a couple of weeks. But obviously stepping into the lion's den. I had to dish out some medicine, give that healing, that herbal healing, that mind healing. And, I got into a nice little discussion with brother Muhammad Tawheed. And it was a good discussion, but like I said, there was a lot of medicine that was dished out. And, me and the brother Kalam, I said to the brother Kalam that I wanted to break down a few points of the debate and the topics that we had. You guys can go and check it out, obviously, afterwards as well, because I'm sure you will. But it was a good discussion.
Hold on, before you go in, I'm just looking in right now. Let me just say, let me do this. Honey Pharaoh, I see you, Queen. I see you. Shouts to you, Honey Pharaoh. Oh, man. I was going to say, before I even do that, yo, Gabz, that t-shirt you're rocking right there, yeah. I don't know if the family can see it. Can they see that t-shirt? Ooh, eye on Mother Africa. Wow, damn, son. That, you know what? That's fitting nicely as well. That's a nice hug to it. That's our symbology. I want to know, yeah, where did you get that top from?
Come on, B. Come on, I got that from my brother Kevin. He's got he's got his fashion going on. Big fashion. I think the brother Kalam mentioned it on his last live stream. Get in touch with your merchandise, for your people. We got to support. We got to support these businesses, we got to support our brothers and sisters. And I like it because, it's got the IB. So I have to come in the eye today,
Literally, that's the medicine. That's the symbol of the medicine, man. If anybody knows about Kemet, you will know that's the symbol of the medicine, man. Right there. So there we go. Our Story Fashion, okay? OurStoryFashion.com. If you want your apparel for your children, let them know that they're staying awoke, okay? If you want your merchandise for the children, if you want the merchandise for yourselves, okay? For your queen, for your empress, for your king, all right? Our Story Fashion. That's the place you need to go. All right. The eye of Harry right there, that's the medicine, that's the sound eye. I'm loving it. So yeah, let's get back into this real quickly. Yeah, let's get back into it, fam. Go ahead. You was breaking it down.
Okay, yeah. So we were just breaking down a few things. I'm sure. I don't know. Have you got the video already loaded up? Because I was just gonna go straight into the minute marks, and then we can just swing on from there. You know.
Jeez, you're getting straight in like that. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, go on. You just talk first, and let me see what I can do.
All right. Let me get my notes because I have to write some notes with it. Here we go. So obviously, one of the first questions that I deal with the brother is how did we, as in the human, the whole of mankind, how did we gain the same attributes as Allah? And that was like straight from the get-go. That's like 20 seconds to a minute in. And obviously, once we go through that little time frame, you will see that brother Muhammad Tawheed, he didn't really answer the question, but he moved straight on to God giving Adam his spirit. Do you see what I'm saying? He didn't really deal with my question because that was basically a nice little startup, because it's true. You know, they say Allah has 99 attributes, you know, one of them being a creator. That's one of his attributes. Love, mercy, gracious, all these different things is Allah's attributes. And, you know, I was basically saying to the brother that us as human beings, we share the same attributes. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to know, how did we gain those attributes? That was one of my questions. Yeah, how did we gain those same attributes? You know what I mean? And I thought the brother would probably be getting to depth of that, but he didn't answer the question. And then he slowly moved on to Adam and his spirit.
So he's saying, what minute mark are we talking about here?
Oh, that's straight from the get. Well, from 20 seconds in, you know, you can go straight in from the beginning. So from like 20, I say from about 19, 20 seconds, you can start it to about start from 20 seconds in, and I'll tell you when to stop. You can play it from there.
All right, let me see if I can share my screen with y'all. You know what, make it easier if I open up a new tab. Let's see if that'll work. Second, family tree. I need to read your comments in a minute, so bear with me. It's only going to allow me to do my application. Okay, cool. I'll just do it like that. Let's see. Where did I put it? There we go. Let me make sure I turn down the speed, because you know how I watch my stuff already. Hold on. Let me make sure I turn this on as well. Okay. Here we go.
Attributes of Allah. Yeah. How did we now gain those attributes?
Can you give me an example?
So Allah, one of his attributes is a creator. Yeah. He's a creator.
Allah is the creator, yeah.
Yeah, he's a creator. He can create.
We can create, yeah.
We can create. Allah obviously has love, shows mercy. All these different attributes that we have these same attributes.
This is an interesting question.
He said, yeah, we have these, and we can show it. We show it amongst people. We're trying to. We're supposed to show it amongst everybody else. Yeah. So these attributes that we got, where did we get that from? Because it only had to come from one source.
Yeah, that's good.
So that source has to be within us if we can do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So that's my point on that.
All right, let me go back to the same analogy, yeah? Firstly, referring to the verse, relating to the verse that you spoke about, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that he blew his soul into him, into Adam, peace be upon him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had the soul of Adam, peace be upon him, and he gave it to Adam, peace be upon him. The same way, if I have a phone and I give it to you, or say I create something, but even anything that I create in this world will always be as a result.
Okay. So, as you can see, straight from the get-go, yeah, I went straight in. You know, I asked the brother, you know, the attributes of Allah. You know what I mean? Him being the creator, loving, merciful, and all these things that he has. We have these attributes, the same ones, and he agreed. He said, yes, we have the same attributes. So then my question was, how did we now, as mankind, how did we gain the same attributes as Allah? How did we gain that? Do you see what I'm saying? And as you could see there, the brother, he didn't answer the question. I'll just be quite frank. He didn't answer the question. He went straight into something else about, about Adam, Allah giving Adam his spirit and his soul, and he breathed into it. And this verse in the Quran, And I was just standing there bemused, like, okay, you didn't want to you skipped that question, and now we're going on to a whole nother topic. But you know what I mean? I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I let the brothers speak, and I was trying to see where he was going to go, because sooner or later we're gonna get the information out. You know, the medicine still has to get delivered sooner or later. Do you know what I mean? So I let the brothers speak. And actually, leading on to that, we got to go into. I want to go into 1 minute 54. So if you can get to the 1 minute 54, I'll just speak on that as well. If you can get to 1 minute 54 in there. Okay, so at 1 minute 54, Muhammad Tawheed, he started mentioning things about feces and doo-doo. Come on, man. Like, seriously, he started giving me analogies about doo-doo and feces. Are we the feces? Because we create feces, does that mean? But then I said to him, but bro, where did the feces come from? The feces, that even in us, they come out of us, but the feces come from food, which is obviously out of us. Then all the stuff is outside of our body that we need to eat. Do you know what I mean? And I said, you can't use that same analogy with God, creation of everything from the beginning. Because that's the main point. We're dealing with the beginning of creation. Yeah. From the moment where it was just Allah, he started creating things. That was the whole point. So this analogy that he started giving me about doo-doo and feces and where that comes from and are we the doo-doo, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny to see, to say the least. But what was that? So answered my question. Everything from God is not external.
So you saying he resorted to talking shit, basically?
Yeah, you could say that, bro. You could basically say that he started talking shizzle, you know. Yeah, so play that, bro.
Hey, shouts out to Sarah Garvey for that one. Still, hey, so he's basically what it was is a logical fallacy again, which is a false analogy. That's what he did. Okay, he did a false analogy. Yep. So let's get into it. Let's actually go into it right now, real quickly. The medicine, man. All right.
Yeah.
For example, even the feces that we create from our bodies or our intestines make feces that come out of us when we use the bathroom, for example, we needed to use something in order for that to come. For example, the food. And food is a sustenance from God. But when God created Adam, peace be upon him, he doesn't need to use from external resources. Everything that Allah created is from him. So everything that Allah utilized was from him.
That's them got you moment.
Pause that right there.
That's them got you moment. You know, yeah.
So you say got him. Now, I don't know if the people heard that. You might have to rewind that bit right again, you know, because the brother just said something very, very important. I didn't have to say anything that day. It's that strong. I didn't have to say it. He answered the question himself. You clearly heard the brother say anything that Allah creates or anything that he makes, anything is from where? It's from him. He didn't say it from nothing. Did you hear him say it was from nothing, bro?
I heard him say it from himself.
He said it was from him. Everything that he done is from him. He didn't say it from nothing. He didn't say be and poof out of thin air. It was just there. He said everything is from him. So can you play that, if you can, brother? Play that one more time, because I don't want people to start saying, you know, the trolls will start saying, ah, man, you guys, man, this and that, and you guys are making false. No. You guys can just listen for yourself. Do you know what I mean? I didn't put the words in his mouth. So play that.
Wheel up that track there, selector. Wheel up. All right. Let me wheel it up there.
When God created Adam, peace be upon him, he doesn't need to use from external resources. Everything that Allah created is from him. So everything doesn't need to use from external resources. Everything that Allah created is from him. So everything that Allah used from external resources. Everything that Allah created is from him. So everything he doesn't need to use from external resources. Everything that Allah created is from him. Everything that Allah utilized was from him. Exactly. So the spirit. So keep saying so. like you said, you have to utilize from something. Was what? Okay. Photosynthesis is him. Right? If he says it's mine, right? It's him. The Holy Spirit is him because, like I said, that's the only way we're going to understand how. Right, let's take this forward one step. Yeah. So we're saying Allah, Spirit, Adam.
Okay. Pause it there, brother.
Yeah.
So then at that point, so as you can see, the brother clearly said Allah doesn't use any external things. Everything is from him. He doesn't need for anything. It's all him. Everything is him. Creation, everything that he needs that he's going to make is from him. Yeah? So then I was just there shaking my head like, yeah, go on. Yeah, you tell it. You tell that truth. You tell that truth. So, you know what was there? I was like, go on. You don't even need my help, brother. You know, keep telling it. Let the people hear. You know what I mean? So then now people won't think that we're crazy when we're saying these things. When we're saying that everything comes from Allah, people look at us like, what are you guys talking about, man? You guys are talking nonsense. How can it be from him? It's not him. Come on, bro. Look what your brothers are saying. Do you know what I mean? So then after that, once I then said to him and showed him what he was basically saying is right, like, yeah. So yeah, the spirit and that would have had to come from where then? Do you know what I mean? He then was like, actually, now let's go into another verse. Do you see what I'm saying? So then I was just like, boy, this leads into another question. So the next minute mark we're gonna go to is
what you saying? He tried to interject a diversion tactic. Is that what you're saying to me? Was he trying to do diversion?
No, that's the second time. So this is strike two. This was strike two. He tried to interject, and then he tried to take me to a whole nother galaxy. Do you know what I mean? He tried to take me on a whole nother galaxy. So I was just like, do you know what? I left it. I said, you know, because I like it because it's all being recorded. It's on video, and you know what we do at Times TV. We got to break down some of the stuff. We can't let the stuff just go out like that. We got to break it down. You know, you got to break stuff down. You know. So yeah, brother, if you can go to the 3-minute 27 mark. 3-minute 27 mark. So hold on. Yeah. So at the 3-minute 27 mark, he takes me to the topic there was, can Allah create from nothing? I asked him, can Allah create from nothing? My answer was no. Yeah, so then now we're going to see what the brother's answer was. So my answer was straight no. Can Allah create from nothing? Anything? Can he create anything from nothing? Does he say he creates from nothing? My simple answer was no. Yeah, but now we're going to see what the brother's answer was. You know what I mean? It's very, very interesting, to say the least. So 3-minute 27, bro, when you can, play that, DJ.
Someone's been created from nothing. All right. You see what I'm saying? Can Allah create from nothing? No. Can Allah create from nothing? No, because then he can't. No. So that means that he's not the one. You see what I'm saying? Can Allah create from nothing? No. Can Allah create from nothing? No, because then he can't. No. So that means that he's not the all able. Do you understand, bro? I know what you're saying, but if something doesn't befit his majesty, is different to he can't or he won't or he don't. You understand? The reason why that wouldn't make no sense. And I'll bring you. You say why? Because I said to you, prior to creation, what was it? And you said it was God, just God. Yeah. So then where did nothing come from? If there's only God, he cannot create from nothing if it's just him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Pause that quickly. Pause that right there, quick. Pause that right there. We're gonna continue playing here, but pause that. So you heard what the brother said. He asked me, yeah. I asked him, can Allah create from nothing? I said my answer was no. You know what I mean? Then he said it again. What? He can't create from nothing, and I said no. Do you know what I mean? Because he can't create from nothing because I previously asked the brother prior to creation. What was there? What was there prior to creation, before all of this stuff? Who was there? And the brother clearly said it was just Allah. So then now people in the chat room, people worldwide. If somebody says to you, prior to creation, yeah, this is dealing with the beginning of everything. Prior to creation, it was just Allah, yeah? And now he is creating something. Tell me, what is he going to create from if it's only him that's there? What's he going to use to create? What's he using to create from? And this is my point. You can't say nothing, because then are you saying that Allah's nothing? Or are you saying that he created nothing then to create something from nothing? Because there can't be nothing if there's only Allah. It just doesn't make no sense. So when people say, Allah create from nothing, that I just don't understand how that makes sense, because prior to creation, if it's just him, unless you're going to say there was Allah and nothing, they was simultaneously together at the same time. Was you going to say something, bro? Bro, was you going to say something? Oh.
No.
Yeah.
I'm in the chat room right now, just making sure that, you know, Rob, I posted the link. Hopefully you got it real quickly, because I'm posting and I'm deleting it. So make sure, I hope you got it. But go on, continue, King.
Yeah. So this is the whole thing that I'm trying to make people understand. It's to the point where I was even thinking, like, next week I might have to bring like a pad and a paper, or maybe like a whiteboard and a pen to actually draw out these things to make people understand. So let's just use a simple analogy. Yeah. Let's just imagine this. Yeah. So everybody can do this. You can do this at home. You know, you can teach your kids. You can ask the kids the same question. Ask your kids the question. Ask your granddad, your grandparents, your mom, your sister, your aunties, and your uncle. Ask them this question. Yeah. If there is a, let's just say, if there is a square box, yeah, you can see inside the square box. The square box is sealed, so there's no way. It's just sealed. But inside that square box is filled all the way with just water. There's just water in the square box. There's no way for water to go out, and there's nothing for anything to come in. So it's a square box that you can see. It's a square box that you can see with just water in it. Yeah. Now, I think the brother needs to mute his mic. Yeah. So now, in this square box where it's just water, all of a sudden now, where did the fish come from? I want people in the I want the people in the chat room if they can answer. So one more time. There's a box filled with water. It's an empty box. Nothing can come in, nothing can go out. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the box, a fish appears. Where could the fish have come from? Sorry, somebody said sex. Sorry, I had to laugh at that. That was funny. But where could the fish have come from? Someone said, was it halal? Okay. So everybody,
the talking pen. The talking pen.
The talking pen, yeah. But nah, I've seen an answer on there. Basically, somebody said water. It's simple. It would only be the water. If there's only water in the box and then fish appears in that same box, there's only one place that it's gonna come from. It's gonna be the water. That's it. It would have to be the water, using your own intellect and your own brain. Do you see what I'm saying? So I said to I'm trying to make the brother understand, using the same analogy to do with the creation. If prior to creation, so imagine there's nothing been made, there's no creation, it's only God, only Allah. Now things are popping up, things are coming out of, things are happening, things are coming out now. Where is it coming out from? Where is it coming from? Using the same analogy of the box and the water. If you guys don't get it, then I think most of us need to end up going back to school again. But anyway, brother, let's move on, yeah? I'm going to leave that medicine to sink in some people's minds, because I know it might win over some people's heads. Let's go back to the 3-minute 27 mark. You paused it, just keep playing it.
I'm on 3-minute 59 right now.
Yeah, play that. Yeah, just keep playing it, because he's going to give us his answer.
Quran, yeah? Okay. Allah says in Surah Al-Anbiya, which is the 21st Surah of the Quran, verse 30, and I read it in English, and Sahih International, which is what we take from it. So it's the most trustworthy translation. Very good one. Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then will they not believe? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually mentioned creation in the Quran, and he has mentioned.
Good. You might have to rewind that a little bit. Where did the brother say that the things that, where did the brother say that things, every living thing, where did it say it come from? And the heavens and that, where did he say it comes from?
Water.
Entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing. Then will they not believe? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually mentioned creation in the Quran, and he has mentioned the Big Bang. This is a Big Bang.
Okay, carry on. Keep playing it.
Keep playing that. I'll tell you where to pause. Keep playing.
The earth and the heavens. So, bro, Allah mentioned it in the Quran. Now, with your analogy, the problem that we have with your thesis of understanding is that you said that if you create something, then you are the God of it. No, before we get to that, hold that in your thought. You just read there that he created the heavens from the waters. Yes. So that's something. Allah's created every living thing from something. So this is from every living thing. So it's no, yeah. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is from something. So even
you know, he's pissed when he sees people walking past. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, he was livid. He was livid. He was livid.
But every living thing. Yeah, every living thing. Okay. I know what you're saying. Are rocks alive? I'm not saying that. Do you understand? No, I know what you're saying. My point is this. Even Allah, when he's creating from something.
Pause that for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a slower speed. I need people to hear that bit, bruv. They need to hear that properly, because there was a lot of gymnastics that happened, yeah, during that part. I'm telling you.
All right.
That's like the main breadcrumb.
All right.
Normal speed, because I want people to hear what's happening. Play that again, please.
All right.
Before we get to that bit, hold that in your thought. You just read there that he created the heavens from the waters. Yes. So that's something. Allah's created every living thing from something. So this is from every living thing. So it's no, yeah. Okay. What I'm trying to say is from something. So even Allah, which is for something. No. The water is something. Every living thing. Every living thing. Yeah. Every living thing. Okay. I know what you're saying. Are rocks alive? No. I'm not saying that. Do you understand? No, I know what you're saying. My point is this. Even Allah, when he's creating from something. Dust is not alive. I know. Allah took the dust that doesn't have life. Yes, but that's something, isn't it? The dust is something. It's nothing, isn't it? He loves water. You understand my point? I don't understand what you're getting. Look, what I'm trying to say is,
all right, pause that.
Allah is not going to create something from nothing.
Then
pause that. You clearly see the brother answered the question, because he answered the question that I asked him from the get-go. From the very beginning, yeah? No, which was my second question before that, saying, can Allah create from nothing? Yeah? Remember, my Allah cannot create from nothing. There needs to be something for him to create from. His answer was no, Allah can create from nothing. So, and read me where Allah created from something. And you heard him say it was from the waters. Now, I don't know if my intellect is a bit slow or something, but if it isn't something, please let me know, because there must be something wrong with my mind. But I'm sure water is something and not nothing. If water is nothing, please, can someone in the chat room please explain to me and let me know? Yes? You just read that the brother just said clearly that Allah created waters, which is something. So then now, I'm still waiting for the brother to show me, yeah, created from nothing. And as you can see, it just didn't happen. And to the point where now he started throwing up random things saying, is rocks alive? Then he said to me, is dust alive? Question. All I was saying to him was the water something? Then he just started diverting and asking me different questions. You know, sometimes when the medicine comes in, it's hard to take. Do you know what I mean? The medicine's hard to digest. Is there anything you want to add, bro?
Boy, all I've got to say is the major problem is, Gabz, you took him off his script. He's got a script. He's got to follow the script. And you asked a question that doesn't formulate. He don't have a response for that question within inside of his script. He's there searching. You know when you're in your mind, you're searching for certain things. You're like, damn, that's a good question, you know. What did my imam teach me about this particular question? There's no answer for it. Damn, what should I do? Ramble, divert. I need to get away from this quickly. Vegeta-san. Bruv, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Go ahead, King. Continue.
Yeah. So, hold on, quick voice. So, Francis, voice. Listen to what I'm saying. Then, okay. So, if you can, yeah, go to 5 minute 26. This is the last segment because at this point the listen was at a very high rate. See a load of my questions. My questions. Oh, go to 5 minute. The 5 minute 26. Yeah, I mean, I hope the people in the chat. I hope. Okay.
Waters, you just said. And living thing, the dust, bro, living thing, right? Yeah, the dust is not alive. Do you understand? Okay. So when we are taking the dust is not alive, my brother. What's this? Do you understand? And then, okay, that's right. And then who? At that point, who's the only thing that was alive at that point, prior to creation? Allah. Okay, so how did the dust, which is Adam, become alive? No, the dust was not Adam became alive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the dust, the earth, from the four corners of the world, yes, and he put a soul in Adam, and that soul was alive, right? That soul belongs to Allah. So what was alive? Prayer. It's on. When we die, yeah, your body does not mean anything. It's the soul that Allah is going to take. You get my point?
All right, who's that, bro?
The dark.
Yeah.
So as you can see, he started talking to me about the soul and what was alive. So then I asked him a simple question. I said, what was the only thing that was alive prior to creation? What was alive? And he said it was Allah. Allah was the only thing alive. Then I said to him, because he keeps mentioning the dust, I said, so the dust and stuff which Adam was created from, was that alive? He said no. So then I said, at what point did the dust, which then later became Adam, at what point did it become alive? He said, when Allah blew his spirit into it. So then, and then I said, and then what happened? Then obviously Adam became alive. So let's get this straight. Allah is the only thing living at this point. Nothing else is living. Spirit into something that's not living, and then now it is living. Yeah. So what is now in the dust that is now living? The simple answer is this Allah, bro. That's the only thing it can be. That's the only thing it can be. It can't be nothing. You can't say this is what he started doing. He can't. He then said, "Oh, Allah didn't create the spirit then to put into him." No. The only thing living, and like he said already, the dust was not alive, but then now Allah blows His spirit, which is living, into something that is not living, and now it's alive. What is now in the dust? What was in there? What's in the clay? It has to be Allah, isn't it? You can't tell me it's nothing or it was created or it's His own spirit. And then this will then go back to my first question in the beginning when I said, how did we gain the attributes, the same attributes as Allah? How is it that human beings, mankind, has the same attributes? We can only have the same attributes if we share something that is similar, or we have something that's the same. Do you see what I'm saying? And obviously, the one thing that we do have, or the piece of us that we do have, which is similar to Allah, is the soul and the spirit. That's it. The soul and the spirit is what is similar. And this is the reason why we can have these same attributes and these same feelings and emotions that Allah has. But obviously, we're not going to have it on the same level as Allah, because we now have a physical body that houses our spirit. Do you see what I'm saying? And our physical body is limited. It's limited. Whereas when you're not in the physical body, you're not limited. So that's like saying this. Let me give another analogy. Let's just use petrol and a car. Yeah? When you take your car to the petrol station and you put hose into the car, the petrol now leaves where it is and goes into the car. You fill up the tank and then you drive away. is the petrol in your car now, the same petrol that's in your car now, yeah? Is it still the same thing that was in the petrol pump? Yes, it is. But the only thing now, it is now in a car. It has a body. And then it becomes fuel. Do you see what I'm saying? It's now the fuel for the car. So the car, just imagine, the car is our physical body. The soul and the spirit is the petrol. Do you see what I'm saying? It's simple. This is what I'm trying to make the brother understand. This is what I'm trying to make most of our brothers and sisters understand. If people don't understand what I'm saying, I don't know what more we can say. Do you know what I mean? We might as well just give up hope. You know what I mean? Don't forget it, but there's no point because no one's going to get it. No one's going to understand. It's just simple. In us, yeah, Allah. Because even in the text, it says, when the physical body dies, where does the spirit return to? Where does the spirit return to? It returns to where it came from, which is what? Allah. Case closed, man.
And you know what? You know what I don't? You know what I don't get? Yeah, like we're not even saying something that is so new, like or so out there. Even their own Muslim scholars, who are like the modern scholars writing tafsirs, are saying exactly what we're saying. You know this, Gabz. They're saying exactly what we're saying, but for some reason, maybe because we're the kuffar, innit? Like it just doesn't make no sense to them. It just doesn't make no sense to them. Hold on, let me just bring it up because we brought this up before, you know. And Muslim brother actually sent this to me, and he said, and it says here, if you go now, yeah, Islamic Studies.info. It's actually a book, you know, like on tafsirs basically. You can go on there, like it's got the whole Quran. Yeah, chapter 1, 2, as you can see here. Like the scholar who actually wrote this is a big scholar. Unfortunately, he's passed away now, but he's a big scholar in Islam. He wrote this, okay? And when you go to chapter 32, verse 9, he gives you the breakdown. Okay, no, is it 32:9? Yeah, there you go. And then he proportioned and breathed into him of his spirit and bestowed upon you ears and eyes and hearts, and yet little thanks do you give. So that's the Quran right there, okay? And it gives you the breakdown of what does breathed his spirit mean, 16, right there. It gives you the understanding. It tells you right there. Let's see, where does it say? Spirit does not merely imply the life because of which a living thing moves, but the essential human characteristics which imbues man with consciousness and thought, discretion and judgment, discernment and discrimination, by virtue of which he is distinguished from all other earthly creations and becomes possessor of a personality and self and worthy of Allah's vice regency. Allah has called this spirit his own, either because it belongs to him alone and its being attributed to himself is just like a thing's being attributed to its master, or because the attributes of knowledge, thought, consciousness, will, judgment, discretion, etc., with which man has been characterized are a reflection to the attributes of Allah. What does it say? What does this bit say?
A reflection to the attributes of Allah. It's case closed, bro.
There you go. Let's continue reading though. They have not arisen from any combination of matter, but from Allah
himself.
Okay. Man has received knowledge from Allah's knowledge, wisdom from Allah's wisdom, and discretion and authority from Allah's authority. He has not received these from a source which is without knowledge, without wisdom, and without discretion and authority. Further explanation, see this bit here. So if we click here, should we just do it quickly? It says here, and have breathed into him of my spirit, means when I have cast a reflection of my divine characteristics on him. Allah's divine characteristics is now on Adam. This shows that the soul of man implies life, knowledge, power, will, discretion, and other human characteristics in the aggregate. These are in reality a slight reflection of divine characteristics. Oh man, man is divine. I love that. That has been cast on the human body, which was originally created from dried clay. And it is this divine reflection on the human body which has raised him to the position of the vice regent of Allah and made him, vice regent, jeez. Anyway, that worthy being before whom angels and every earthly thing should bow. Wow.
Down.
Every earthly thing should bow. And who? And I swear you mentioned this, who? Like, what's an act of worship? Sajud, bowing down. And who is that only given to? To Allah. So why is the angels bowing down to Adam if he's not a part of Allah?
All right then. Thank you. That's the checkmate. That's the checkmate. And then this is why, and this is why this will help them understand the book. It will help them understand the book and what's going on better.
Last one.
Because then that will
last one, because the author even quotes from Sahih Muslim here. It says here, as a matter of fact, the source of each characteristics of everything is one divine characteristic or the other, as is born by a tradition. So he's now quoting a tradition by Sahih Muslim, for those who don't know. Allah divided mercy into 100 parts. Listen carefully. Then he reserved 99 parts for himself and sent down the remaining 1 part to the earth. It is because of that 1 part that the creatures show mercy to one another. This is interesting, This is very, very interesting.
Go
ahead.
Yep. And this is what, going back to what I was saying, and this is why, once you understand that, and listen, these are not our sources. We didn't make this up. These are your scholars and your people. Religious, the Muslims writing this stuff. This is not our work. And what I'm trying to say is, this is what will make the story, that will make it make much more sense to why the angels and all the things that was there, why Allah told them to bow down to Adam. Because Allah knows, the angels knew that Allah put, something from himself into Adam. That's why you have to bow down, because you already know. Don't tell me bowing down because Allah said so and it's out of honor. No. You bow down because the only person you're supposed to be bowing down to is God. That's that. And it was simple. The scholars put it there like simply. Bow down because parts of Allah, being some of his soul and his spirit, in Adam. That's why you're going to bow down to him. And then by Iblis, who is the jinn or something, Iblis not doing that, he's basically showing disrespect to both God. He's disobeying God and disobeying God, Adam, because obviously God's spirit is still in Adam. So if you're not bowing down to Adam, internally he's basically not bowing down to God. Simple. And this is just simple for everybody to read and see. Do you know what I mean? So, boy, that's called checkmate, in my eyes. That's called checkmate. If I've ever seen a checkmate in my life, I think that this is it. This is one of the moments. So, yeah, brother. Oh, and actually, I was just reading the comments. Anonymous, come on, bro. Whoever that anonymous is, for one, you're anonymous. You don't want to put your name or anything up on there. But this is for you, anonymous. Brother, you're saying go to the park and speak to Muhammad Tawheed and ask him these questions. Bro, go to Muhammad Tawheed's channel, the video that we're mentioning. Go and look at the video. You will see that all these questions and stuff, this is what we was discussing. We was discussing that was the whole point of the discussion. You're telling me go back there and ask him these questions. How can I go back and ask him the same questions that I just already asked him? We were just playing the questions I was asking him, and we was discussing it. So how are you now going to say, oh, brother, go back and ask? This is what I'm talking about here. There's some people here, their minds is literally like the Walking Dead. It's like zombies. Sometimes it's like they don't even realize what they're saying, or it's like they're not even paying attention. Slow down, take time, and look at what's going on, because then you would see that these are the same questions. I asked them the questions That's the reason why we had the discussion. Do you see what I'm saying? And he couldn't answer the questions. What from that don't you get? I did ask him the questions. You're going like, oh, you guys are only doing it on the head. No, I asked him the questions here. So then now we've come on here to break it down and show the people. That's all. But you know, we will still ask the questions. No one ain't running. You're going like, we're running away from asking questions. No, there's no harm in asking questions. When we see him next week, we will ask him the same questions. And I bet you any money, we're gonna get the same answers again, which is no answers. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, brother Kalam.
Yeah, my brother. Where we getting to now?
Now we've gone through that. I did want to touch a little bit on the Kemetic, because another thing that the brother did mention was he started bringing up a load of different things to do with Kemet, and it was just through a lack of understanding. Like he was saying, why do you have the symbol? Like, what do you chemists believe? You Kemet people believe this and you believe that. Why do you have the symbol of the eye? And why do you have to do this and why do you do that? And then he said he's got a video coming out. I think it's to do with that European lady who's basically she's basically studied some of the stuff from Kemet, from Egypt, and she's made her own, I don't know if she's made her own belief system or something from that. And then now he said he's going to do a video on that, proving that, look, see, us Kemet people, we believe this, we believe that. Look, this woman, she does it. And I was like, Tim, bro, come on, bro. You can't do that. We already know about this lady. All she's done is just taken something that she likes and made her own, you know what I mean, her own system out of it. It's nothing, it's not a big deal, because Kemet is not a religion. And this is another thing I need to make people understand. Kemet is not a religion like that, yeah? When you're dealing with Kemet and what was going on in that landmass and the culture, it's all education. I think I've said this before. Just think of it as school. Just think of Kemet as school, simple. No other thing. Don't say, is it a belief? Oh, you worship? No, no, no. It's simply school. I'm going to say it again so people can hear. It is simply school and education and learning and understanding and gaining knowledge and wisdom to help build the community. Okay? Because this is what people are not understanding. We keep getting Muslims and people that from religion saying, so you chemists, people believe this, and you chemists, you believe that, and what about this? Oh, no, 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 no. You're just not going to understand it. It's just simple school. So basically what happened, what was going on in Nile Valley, the people in that area, in that civilization, like we always say, they used nature to understand, to tell stories. The same way in school, when you was in nursery and you were sitting in a carpet and your teacher had that big massive book that had words on it and big pictures, what was she telling you? They were reading you stories. As a child, when you go in school, the first thing you learn is stories. They teach you stories, you know, stories about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Yeah. Stories about the rabbit and the hare. The Mr. Men books, Mr. Grumpy, Mr. Sad, Mr. Angry, all these things. The story about Nancy, the spider. All these stories they gave to you, they read to you as a child, so you can grow up and in your mind, you can understand the meanings. There's meanings behind the stories. Do you know what I mean? This is what helps with children to grow. You show them pictures, you help them. This helps their mind with learning, education. You have to read your child stories. That's why they say when your child goes to bed, what are you supposed to do? Read them a bedtime story. Do you see what I'm saying? Stories is what helps the brain. And these are the things that was going on in Kemet. Kemet, yeah, and in the land of Egypt, they made a lot of stories, yeah, to help the people in their community to understand and learn. That's what it was for. It was for learning, education. If you're going to learn something, you're going to put it in a story. You're going to make a story out of it because people will understand it. Anybody can understand. Even if you can't read or write, if I put some pictures into a story, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's all it is. So I wanted to deal more with that and just make people understand that when you're dealing with Kemet, yeah, it's stories and education. That's all it boils down to. Science, maths, music, astronomy, you name it. You see what I'm saying? But then later on, when you got foreigners and people that don't understand the culture going over to the place and stealing stuff and taking down notes and looking at pictures, they're going to represent it in the wrong way. They're going to say, oh, look, I think these guys are worshipping. Look, look, look. Maybe they actually believe there was a cat. There was a person with a cat head walking around. Oh, look, maybe they believe that there was a person with a dog head that was just walking around on the streets. No, that's not the case. And even in my last little bit, and even in a discussion I had with Muhammad Tawheed, he mentioned to me about Anubis. You guys can look up Anubis. If you type it up, Anubis, in Google, you can see a picture of him. Anubis is one of the figures that you see in Kemet theology philosophy, and he is seen with a human body with a jackal's head. Yeah. Now, Muhammad Tawheed said to me, so what's the purpose of this dog-headed person? You believe in that dog-headed person? Why is he there? So I said to him, bro, it's understanding the meaning behind the dog head and what it symbolizes, and you get the meaning behind it. So I asked him a simple question, yeah? In the jungle, what do jackals do? What do jackals do, yeah, when there is carcass that is left behind from any animals that are fed? This is for those people that watch Animal Planet. This is why you always got to learn and watch these things. You will see that jackals are always seen about after there's been prey or someone's animal's been killed. The jackal will come to try and clean up the rest. So they will come when the carcass is left and try to get the remains. Yeah? So they'll come to the deceased. So the jackals come to the deceased, yeah? And they collect and eat and get the remains. Also, what does a dog do? Everybody knows this. For somebody who is blind, that cannot see, what do they need? I need a guide dog. A guide dog is what you see people have that cannot see. People that are blind, they have guide dogs to help them, yeah, when they are walking and when they have been navigated throughout the streets or wherever they're going. Now, Anubis, yeah, is the guide of the underworld. Now, if you can imagine in your mind, the underworld is seen as a place. The underworld is seen as a place of darkness. You cannot see. So if you cannot see and you're going through the underworld, who's going to be guiding you? The guide dog, Anubis. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is how they made these stories to make people understand. It's not there was some literal people walking around and da-da-da-da-da. No, they understood that, listen, if your sight's gone and you need to be walked around in the night or anytime you need guidance, you need a dog. And that's why we use that today. That's the same reason why we have a guide dog today. They knew that back then. And then they just made stories of it. Simple. You know what I mean? It's simple. It's not no rocket science. It's not dealing with no belief. You don't have to believe somebody went to the moon and came back down, and somebody had to come down and bring tablets and make somebody read, and then an angel had to tell this person to tell that person that God said do this. No. You learn everything from nature. Nature is your guide. Everything in nature teaches you what you need to know. Do you know? And yeah, boy, I've been going on for a lot, man. I know I'm boring a lot of people. Brother Kalam, tune in if you want.
Jeez. All right. Let me see. Family member. Ooh, what's going on here? Family members, let me know, okay? Let me know. I need y'all to hit me up with some likes because we have over 120, 130 people tuned in live right now, and the like button is not been popping off. Come on, family. Hit the like, baby. Hit the like. Why, baby? Why? Because we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. So get those likes in, all right? Come on, family. Let me continue after I get like over 60 likes. So what we saying right now? What we saying? I'm reading your comments, okay? So if you've got any comments, let me know.
Hold on. There's one comment, yeah, and I hope the brother can come on the panel because I don't want him to keep asking questions from the chat. So my brother Saracen, because I see you got questions. You just said ask Gabz a question about if he knows in the Quran where it says there is nothing like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yeah? And that's fine. We understand that. Of course, there's nothing like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you know why? Because Allah in his form, in his true form, there's nothing like that. Of course, there's nothing like that. When he's just Allah, there's nothing like that. But the moment a piece of Allah goes into a physical body, is it then Allah then still? He's limited. It's not going to be the same thing. So it's not going to be like how it was when it was in its pure state. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's just take it like this. When you have a Ribena or dilute juice and water, yeah, you're going to mix the dilute juice with the water. When you mix the dilute juice with the water, it's still dilute and water, but it's not in its pure form, is it? It's no longer going to be 100% concentrate. It now has water in it, which kind of like simmers it down a bit. It's a bit different. Do you understand that? So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, there's nothing like Allah. Yes, of course. When he's in his pure state and his true essence, there's nothing like that. But the moment it enters another body, another thing, it is not in its full essence. It's now mixed with something else.
Jeez. You see, you go deep, you know. Me, I'm a simpleton, you know. When somebody says that to me, yeah, there's nothing like Allah. Hold on 1 second. Continue.
No, yeah, that's what it is. I just don't understand. Allah angles are invalid because there is nothing like Allah. We can't understand metaphysical being. Bro, if you can't understand a metaphysical being, then why are we even talking about the Quran and Allah then? How are you trying to worship, trying to preach to us about Allah? If you can't understand something and you're not meant to understand this being or your God, if you're not supposed to understand your God and you're not meant to understand anything about him, why are you here trying to preach us about trying to go to this place? Why should we now worship something that we can't understand? Does that make sense to you? You're now going to worship something that you can't understand?
But you see me, yeah. As I said, I'm a layman, innit? Yeah. So I've heard those statements being said like time and time after again. You know, them ways there. Like I hear certain man then saying like, there ain't nobody like me, you know. Like, yeah, you want to leave me, B? You want to leave me? You can't find nobody like me. Like for me, yeah. I don't want to toot my own horn, yeah. But I've never met another Kalam before in my life, you know. Have you? I've never met anybody quite like me in my life. I've never met another Gabz in my life, bruv. I've never met another Sarah in my life. Yeah, I tell you that from now. There ain't nobody like unto me. And that's facts. I swear there is nobody that has the same fingerprint. I swear everybody has a unique fingerprint. What's that saying? I heard that there's a saying, yeah, that there's no snowflake. No two snowflakes are alike. What are you saying? There's nothing like unto him. What are you saying? Like, cool, I can rock with that. Everybody's is an individual. Everybody's unique. What are you saying exactly to me? But sometimes, yeah, I'm layman, innit? I'm layman. How I read things, yeah, how I understand it is very lay. So I do apologize. And I'm very shallow right now because somebody is saying to me, Ultra Funky saying, if you ask Saracen if Anjem Chowdhury was his mentor, I'll donate. Boy, let me tell you something for nothing, yeah. The way YouTube, yeah, I don't know if it's the trolls, yeah, that's what's the word? Flagging the videos and stuff, yeah. But a lot of these videos, yeah, have been going on the review for monetization. So boy, I gotta make some money. How, fam? So family, if you want to donate, please donate. Hit the donate link button down below. Okay, there's a donate button. If you want to donate, hit the donate button down below. It's called a super chat. Donate your money. And I'm going to ask you, Saracen, because I need this money. I'm sorry, but I need this money. Seriously, Senna, I need this money. So I want to know, Saracen, was Anjem Chowdhury ever your mentor? Inquiring minds would like to know. But let's continue. Go ahead, Gabz.
Yeah, bro. Sir. Yeah, man. I just had to deal with some of the questions that Saracen was saying, because some of these stuff is like people are not using their brains when they ask these questions. They just don't think. When you're dealing with a belief system is like, for some reason, because you're forced to believe, and that's the only answer, you just believe, it doesn't allow you to go outside the box and start using critical thinking. Because the moment you start thinking outside the box and try to ask questions, they're like, oh, wait, hold on, so what? You don't believe no more? Wait. Are you losing your faith? Are you starting to lose your belief? It's the shaitan or the jinns getting into your mind. Do you know what I mean? All of this stuff pops in. But come on, people, like, listen, I need to talk to people today. Forget this. Listen, you've been put on this earth for a limited amount of time. Are you telling me that instead of trying to understand and enjoy life that's around you and all this stuff and understand what was going on in the water, you're only going to see, taste, smell, maybe even eat loads of this stuff in the world? You're not going to try and understand, but instead you're just gonna not even waste your life. You're just gonna just belittle yourself to beliefs. Like, it's crazy. Like, we all had beliefs when we was a child, but you grow up. Do you know what I mean? You grow up and you learn and you gain more knowledge. That's just how it goes. You know what I mean? As a child, we had loads of thousands of beliefs. We used to believe in Santa Claus. We used to believe that maybe the ants could fly. We used to believe that maybe we could fly. We used to believe that we could do this and we could jump off. And we used to believe that we were superheroes. And we used to play outside with our friends and make stories up and do this and do that. But then there's a point where you grow up and you gain knowledge and you understand that it's all stories. But I just want to encourage people to listen. Always seek knowledge, man. Always seek knowledge. Knowledge is a good thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. The government don't want people like people. The government don't want people seeking the knowledge because they know that knowledge brings power. Yeah? That's why the people that are in power are the ones that have all the knowledge. But the ones that ain't in power are the ones that are us. People that deal with beliefs. We're just the little people. We're the peasants. We're the ones that's scrambling around. Nah. My belief's better than yours. No. My belief's better than yours. Okay, my God says this. No. My God says that. No. I'm an atheist. Come on, man. It's childish. While we're all debating over who's God and who's God's real and who's God's not real, the main government are out there are gaining more knowledge. Yeah, expanding their mind, going to higher boundaries. You know what I mean? Building ships that's taking them out into space. If some of you believe that they've been to space, yeah. Some people don't even believe that. Do you know what I mean? Finding out, building new weapons, helping their economy, doing all these things. But we're here squabbling over whose belief is real. Did someone get a message from an angel? Did someone talk to a talking bush? Did someone go on a donkey and fly to the moon? Did someone walk across water? All these things. Do you know what I mean? These are the things that we're stuck on. And before you know it, we just crack our brains on all this stuff and then we pass away. Then we give the same virus to our children. Then they do the same thing. Then it just repeats itself. And it just goes on and on and on. While the government and the people in power are still gaining knowledge and helping their economies. And we're just sitting here like jokes. Not in this side. It's not happening. It's the time. The gods are rising. We're here. I know who I am. I know what's in me. I know the God spirit's in me. And I'm trying to help my family. I'm trying to help my community. And I'm trying to help people that want to hear. Yeah, build their minds up and understand and get this medicine and show their true potential. Do you know what I mean? Jesus said, you can do the things I can do and even better. What does he mean by that? You can do what Jesus was doing, but better. What does he mean? So why are people trying to do what Jesus was doing and better? I don't see no one doing it. If the Prophet Muhammad can do the things he was doing, why can't you do it? He was a normal man like you, supposedly. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Jesus said, ye are gods, yeah, and you're children of the Most High, so I'm going to act like that. Yeah, I'm not God. I'm the God on this earth, so that's how I'm going to act. If some of you don't like it and you don't want it, and you want to have this separation thing, then so be it. You separate yourself and you just lower yourself. But me, I'm dealing with this knowledge and I'm going to help bring this knowledge to the people, my kids, so they can all uplift themselves, you know what I mean, and be better people for themselves, you know?
Jeez, preach, teach. All right, hold on. Let me just quickly share my screen and give a quick shout outs to everybody who is actually supporting Titans TV right now. So shouts out to Jonathan Bailey. I believe he's from the US. Shout outs to you. And I believe who else? I think it's Ultra Funky. Where is the donate? Where did he donate? I'm sure he donated somewhere. But anyway, shouts to Ultra Funky. I know he donated. There we go. Shouts to Ultra Funky as well for donating. If you do or would like to donate, all you have to do is click this button down here. It's called the super chat button, and it will take you into a screen where you can send a super chat of however much money you so please. Okay, and if you can, you hit the number and just drop a little message as well. Let us know, what's good with you. All right. So thanks for everybody who has donated. Let me come out of this if I can. I don't know. Anyways, where are we? Get back onto this. So yeah, family, we live and we lit. We saying have we finished this live? I don't know, bro. Let me know if we're going to go in on this a little bit more. Have we done what we come to do?
Boy, but I'm not gonna lie. Today, but I'm not gonna lie. I had to get a few things off the chest, bro. It was good, man. I had to deliver this medicine. People, like I said, the medicine, but it's needed. It's time to heal. Yeah, people in the chat room, it's time to heal. People out there, it's time to heal, man. Heal your minds. Do you know what I mean? Start gaining some knowledge, man. And if you are going to do some research, don't just do some quick research and just come back to us saying, Take your time out. It's not a rush. You know what I mean? It's not a race. We're not racing you. Take your time out. Stay at home, take time, read some books. The brother Kalam always shows you the books to get. Read some books. Yeah. Do some research. Look around. Take a walk outside. Take a walk. Most even walk. Breathe the air. Yeah. Look at nature around you. Yeah. Take some time out. Meditate. Yeah. For some of you that want to meditate, go meditate. Just relax. Slow down. Everything is not always a race. Yeah. Remember the story of the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. Most of you want to be hares out here. You want to run, race. Yeah. Slow down. Take time. Yeah. You ain't going nowhere. Get that knowledge, All
right. So let's switch it up then. Actually, let me just quickly make sure I read all of the comments first before I do choose to switch it up. Let's quickly see. Can I remind this function? What's this? Okay. What's the money going to Kalam? This is what I had to learn. Notice how when you are Saracen, he's mentally cut out. Guys, type in Islam story of Adam. They want us to check out a video called The Story of Adam, Part 1. Let's just see. Okay, man, like Harry Singh in the building. Oh man, I see you. Let's see. Yeah, educate yourself. Okay, cool. I think we've done that. Still. Now, we could switch it to a second show. Right now, we can switch it up to a second show, and we can talk the real talks. So if you would like to come in, please inbox me if you would like to come in, because we're going to switch up the show where you guys can come on and actually have some talks with us. Okay, have some great conversations with us. We're going to talk some real talks. So if you'd like to come in, okay, the link is only going to be up for the next few seconds. So pass through, come in, talk with us, give us some commentary, give us some feedback on all the things that we've been up to. And yeah, let's chill, family. Let's chill. Give me a second. Now, let me just delete that. So this is your last chance to come in. Last and final chance. Going once, going twice, going, gone. Okay. Man, let Harry in the building. P.O., what are you saying, King? Talk to me.
Hi, Kalam. Everything is fine. I was just listening because if you talk about this topic, I can say nothing about this because I'm here to learn. So every time you speak about Kemetic philosophy or something, I can see nothing, and I can't see nothing about the Muslim brothers because that's their philosophy. I'm not coming from there. So I saw the video what you were talking about, and yes, Gabz made a real good job. Only all I can say. And yeah, that's all for now.
All right, perfect. So we're gonna mix it up, and we're gonna catch a little bit of jokes right now. We're gonna go in and have a good time, because you know who we got here. We've got our Assalamu alaikum brother, brother Abdul, all the way from America, calling in. Philly, go ahead, King. How you doing? Okay, I guess he's just listening in.
Peace. Kalam, what's good, brother?
Peace. How you been?
Everything's good, brother. You know, I'm staying tuned, man. I'm watching all these videos out there in the UK in Hyde Park.
Jeez. Which video you enjoyed recently?
Yeah, I haven't enjoyed none of the videos recently, man. It's a lot of chaos going on, man.
Oh man.
I see brothers fighting. Your boy Jedi pushed the Muslim brother, my Somali brother. You know, I didn't like that. That was foul.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fuckery going on.
Remember, no swearing, my brother. No swearing.
Oh, I apologize.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. I don't like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing. You know what I mean? Okay. What's going on out there? What's happening?
Unfortunately, certain people don't know when to stop pushing the boundaries and don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. So, they had to get a little shove back to let them know, please don't touch me. Don't touch me. Stop coming in my face. Don't put your hands on me. So that's what I got to say for that. We know that Brother Jedi is a very calm, cool-headed individual. He likes to get rowdy and he likes to catch some jokes with the people. But once you step into another person's space and they've constantly told you to, stay back, and then they put their hands upon you, you got to let them know, stay back. That's what I got to say for that one.
Well, Kalam, let me say this real quick. I noticed in that video right before that happened, the brothers were standing real close to each other. They was touching each other. This and that, they was all up in each other's space, and it wasn't a problem until the brother got upset. You know what I'm saying? So if he really felt like that, he should have been told the brother, hold up, give me some space a long time ago. So, it is what it is, man. I feel as though my brother should have been left him alone. You know what I'm saying? And leave all y'all alone. Don't even talk to none of y'all. That's my advice.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the brothers would do a much better job if they stop talking to the Kemetic community or to the free-minded, free-thinking African community, because
certain people
clearly for me, as I can see, it seems as though there is one set of community that is clearly, how can I put it, outthinking and outmatching another community, and that other community, it's a safe face. They should actually just stay away from the other community, because they're just going to get themselves handed to them.
Look, check it out, Kalam. This is the thing. It's some brothers that y'all talking to. What's the brother name? The other brother, Omar. I think, is that his name? The one brother, I think his name was Omar, the black brother.
From Ivory Coast?
Huh? Yeah. And the brothers like Abu and stuff, they don't speak the English very well. They're not the best oratorical speakers on the planet. You feel me? So, why try to talk with guys like you? Y'all talk real slick. Y'all got forked tongues out there. Y'all, move like snakes out there. It's going to be difficult to have that conversation. You know what I mean? But, it's a lot of Muslims that can, have conversations with y'all, obviously. Just certain brothers, I feel like, especially in the context of the conversations, no fruits was being produced. Nothing productive is coming out of the conversation. So why continue?
Indeed, definitely.
Yo, brother.
Shouts out. Wait there, one.
Can I ask a question quick?
Wait 1 second. Let me just quickly shout out to Simon James, who's also donated. Thank you for saying great work, chaps. Thank you for all the support, family, of you guys who are donating, and you guys who are constantly supporting, liking, sharing, and commenting on Titans TV videos. Okay, shouts to you guys. You guys make us continue doing what we're doing. Thanks for the love. Go ahead, King.
Yeah. Yo, bro. Can you hear me, Kalam? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
God, go ahead, bro.
What's happening?
Peace.
What's happening? I was gonna say, brother. Yeah. Obviously, it seems like you're probably stressed about obviously the last video you've seen, but I would say none of the brothers there. I would say that what you said about the brothers there moving snaky, I wouldn't agree on that. That's one point. And then my second point is obviously the show that me and Kalam just done, obviously where I was having a little discussion with the brother Muhammad Tawheed. Is there in that discussion that you think that you could add to, or if I said anything wrong, or the brother said anything wrong, you know what I mean? Maybe we can get into that, because obviously what you're doing now, talking about the brothers and that's not really, it's not really productive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We want to do some information. So if there's anything you want to chat on, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's see what you got, you know?
Yeah. No, it's all good. Kalam asked me what's up, what's going on. I was just letting them know. But let's get into it. So basically in that video, you and Kalam, your position is that God is inside of you, right? You feel as though you're God, right? Well, let me ask you, Gabz, let me ask you this just straight up. What is your concept of God that you believe in?
Okay. Now, the concept of God, I don't really have, because I don't know what a God or what is. But one thing I do know is I do know of energy, and energy seems to have the same qualities as a God. Do you know what I mean? And energy is something that obviously we can see on a day-to-day basis, and obviously science tells us that energy can't be created or destroyed. So I just think you know that energy is in everything. And then you ain't gonna get a creation or someone making something without no energy, and that's how I see it. But then when you're talking about a God concept, that's when you're gonna go into the whole realm of belief, because I don't know of a God that I can see and actually vouch for sure and say, yeah, this guy, there's a being out there that's done all these things. But that's besides the topic, because the question is, what we got to deal with is this whole spirit. According to the Quran, this spirit being blown into Adam, and where did that come from? I think that's the first bit that we got to start with. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
We got to deal with the question with where did that spirit that got blown into Adam, where did that come from?
Okay, I thank you for your response. So basically, let's clear that up before we move on. I'm not running from that subject. I definitely want to get to it. But I don't want to just gloss over the question I asked you, because I want to understand where you're coming from. So as far as you're concerned, God would be energy, and that energy is within this universe. And I would assume that you believe there's nothing that exists outside of this universe.
Okay. When you're talking about outside the universe, that's when I'd say I don't. Simple as I don't. I've been outside the universe. I've been outside the universe. Outside the universe. So I would say I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying you don't know.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Let's get to it. So you're talking about the spirit that the Creator breathed into Adam, right? Is that correct, Gabz? All right, now what's your contention? What's the problem? You give me your understanding of that first.
Yeah, I just asked you a question. The question I asked you is, so where do you suppose the spirit that entered Adam, where do you think that came from?
Where do you think Adam's spirit came from?
Yeah, where do you think the spirit that entered Adam, where it came from?
It came from the Creator.
Okay. So if the spirit came from the Creator, what was then in Adam?
That which the Creator created and put in him.
Okay, so then now you said, I asked you a question where the spirit came from. You said the Creator. Then I said what was in Adam, and you said which the Creator created and put in Adam. So what did the Creator create the spirit from?
You have to ask the Creator.
Okay, so that's just basically you don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
So
I'm not God. I don't know. How would I know?
all right, perfect. So let's now go to another very intelligent Muslim that has got a very nice haircut on, nice green top, glasses, all sorts, very well endowed with intelligence. And let's ask him the same question, because I think we might get a much more enlightening answer from him, or it might just be the same. Allahu alam. So, brother, this is my brother from another mother. I'm talking about my brother Mohsin. It is Dawa Digital. Peace to you, King.
Assalamu alaikum, bro. Man, you're blowing wind up my ass.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother from America, man. So how you doing, my bro? You good?
Hey, bro. Hey, what was wrong with my response? I mean, how much more can you add to that?
No, listen. Your response was brilliant, man. I loved it. In fact, I was just on the phone to Muhammad Tawheed, because this chat is about him. And I said to him, this brother from America is doing a good job representing the correct thoughts. It's just that I think I know what's up with these guys. They want to get to the bottom of the issue regarding what the ruh is, the actual spirit that was blown into Adam himself, right? What you need to understand is when God does something, he does it because, if he wants to give something life, he says be, and it is, right? But in the case of Adam, a very special creation, a creation which has intelligence, he done more than just blow a life force into Adam. According to some reports, the face of Adam, the body of Adam, was created by God to a specific mode and conduct, to a specific way to be. He had given 2 arms, 2 legs in the best of form, so he stands upright. No other animal in the kingdom of animals stands upright and walks like we do. We've got nobility in stature. Why don't they talk about that? Kalam, see, when you ask the question, what is the ruh, what is the spirit, I have to return the question back to you and say to you, what do you think it is? Gabz's answer would be, it's going to be energy. And he defines energy to be God, right? Now, that's what, and this is a very hippie understanding, I have to say. This is the same stuff hippies said in the 60s. The problem with this idea here is that in the 60s, this idea of God being energy or the universal force, or call it what you want, was only extant for 10 years, and then it fizzled out because scientifically it doesn't quite work out, because energy can't create itself. It can't sustain itself. Yeah, it has to be sustained. Energy has to eat on something else that was also created from energy, right?
So let's get back in. Let's get back in. We're going to go way off. So I want to go back into this, okay? So the question is, where did Adam's soul come from? I think that was the question, right?
Yeah.
And then the response was, it came from the creator. Perfect. Okay, I don't think, Gabz, do you have a problem with that answer?
No, I don't have a problem.
No problem with the answer. I don't think anybody has a problem with the answer. And then your second question was what?
My second question was, it came from the creator. So then my second question was, so then if it came from the creator, what was now in Adam?
And then the response was, what was now in Adam? And the answer was, a created soul was in Adam.
A created soul. The creator created a soul and put it in Adam.
Okay. Now that's where we have the problem, because the logic doesn't follow suit. Okay. It doesn't follow suit. And should we give you the reason why it doesn't follow suit?
Explain.
Hold on. Even before you get to that bit, yeah, because the brother, what's in it, Dawa Digital, said something very interesting. He said, obviously, life got blown into Adam. Now, what was living prior to Adam?
Okay, you want me to answer that, brother Gabz?
Before you do, before he does that, since what's his name, Muhammad Tawheed, was actually on the phone with you, or you lot was having conversations about this. See, me, I'm very liberal. I'm very free. I don't care if somebody likes me or dislikes me, hates me or loves me, whether I hate them or love them. Okay, I don't give a crud about all of those things there. My channel is all about freedom of speech, sharing ideas from everybody, from diverse communities. So if he can actually come on and represent himself and his ideas for himself, that would be best. Personally, I would give him an opportunity. Unhampered, unhindered, to represent his own thoughts on my channel. I know personally I wouldn't be reciprocated on any other Dawah channels, maybe except from yours, because you're not that way inclined. I don't think I would have that opportunity. But on my channel, we have that freedom where you can come on. And then I know Nick's going to say, no, I don't want to do that because of such and such reasons and such. But we've already had other great Muslim scholars onto the channel, such as Brother Adnan Rashid, and he was warmly welcomed and had the opportunity to speak freely and unhampered. Every single Titan who comes on always has the opportunity. So if you would like to, I'm putting out that olive branch. Now, the olive branch is out there. If you want to and you want to represent yourself fairly and equally, you have the opportunity. But right now, your vice regent is here, Dawah Digital. You can respond to that or go straight into Gabz's question. Your choice.
Okay, look, first of all, with regards to Muhammad Tawheed, he actually does want to come on the show. He's just not able to at the moment because he's got other commitments. He's got family around him, things like this. So he is watching the show, but he's watching it from his mobile phone while being plugged into the headset, one ear on, one ear off, you know, so he's not able to take part. He wants to, but he did say this to me. He said, look, you know, I do all this on Sundays. If there's any questions, we can deal with it next Sunday as well. He's not shy to come on your show. He would love to come on your show. It's just that he's, you know, he's a family man as well. You've got to remember that. He did say this though. He's got a message, and I'll read it out. It's on the phone. He says, "Tell the American brother I said big up to him, big salam, and my dialogue is in part live action, not post-action commentary. And Gabz can come again for further clarification. I'm happy sitting here enjoying my Moroccan mint tea." Oh, sorry guys, 1 second. Let me mute myself. I've got a phone call from someone.
Interesting.
Okay. So we'll wait till Dawah is finished, and we'll continue the conversation. Gabz, so yeah, what was you saying, Gabz, actually?
Yeah. My question, because it's funny because it was the simple questions that I asked, and obviously I'm still going to wait for Dawah to answer. He went into a whole, I can see he was going to start going into a whole pantheon of different things from a simple question. But the question I'm going to ask Dawah, I know he can hear me. The question is, what was living, or what was alive prior to creation? That's my question.
When you say what was live prior to creation, are you talking about the creation of Adam or creation full stop?
Creation full stop. What was alive? What was living? What was alive?
Only God. Only God.
Only
Listen.
God.
I've got Muhammad Tawheed here on the phone. He's got some things to say, yeah? So 1 second, yeah? Let me put this near the... Tell me if you can hear this.
Put it up to the microphone, yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out where that is. So,
Don't worry, we'll be able to hear him. We'll be able to hear him.
All right, go on. Muhammad Tawheed, you can speak, bro.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To all my Muslim brothers in the chat, if there is any left. And to everyone else, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide you and guide us all. Just a clarification, Mohsin, may Allah bless you for doing what you were doing. No, I don't have any intention whatsoever of appearing on the channel. And I just wanted to say, inshallah, to Gabz, I enjoyed the discussion that I had with you. I think it was a bit cheeky of you saying that we spoke a bit of shizzle, or that I spoke a bit of shizzle, but I can understand and accept, and I'll make the excuse that was a bit of wordplay on your behalf. But it's all good, man. There's no enmity from myself to you, and inshallah I look forward to meeting you after I finish this Moroccan mint tea that I was talking about for Mohsin on the phone. I'll be done with it by Sunday, and we can finish off that chat and have a further clarification. Me personally, if you can see, I know you probably don't watch man like that, but I don't like getting involved on online commentary and messaging and going to live chats and such. But inshallah, I do enjoy having a good, fruitful discussion with you on Sunday if you are down there. And if not, then I look forward to seeing you whenever you're down there, my brother, with good health and a big heart and an open mind about things, inshallah. And I hope you'll have a lovely discussion. You know, I'm very flattered to know that my name's been spoken about while I'm just like randomly just doing something else, but it's all good, man. It's all good. You don't enjoy the discussion. I just wanted to say big up as well for that brother that came on earlier. May Allah bless you, inshallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does say in the Quran, kun fayakun. So be and it will be. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need to have anything to create. Our logic is different to the logic that comes with Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah has given us a limited brain, a limited scope of understanding. We must understand as well that anything that is not based upon what we believe as a presupposition is from God is a theory based upon a theory based upon a theory if it doesn't have substantial evidence to prove that it is from representing something of divinity instead of something of humanity. And of course, if it is 100% divinity, that is the only way it can be divinity. If it's 99% divinity, 1% humanity, then it means it is 0% divine, because there is nothing like God. He doesn't beget, neither was he begotten. And I just want to say, inshallah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is nothing like him, and there will never be anything like him. And for us to ever come across with a sort of fashioned belief that we have got inside us, or even the interpretation that was brought down, inshallah, please do come down on Sunday, Gabz, and I would love to continue this with you, my brother. Anyway, you don't enjoy your discussion. I hope it's fruitful. Muhsin, I know this is your home turf when it comes to these live discussions and messages. Go on, son. Inshallah, I'm watching you for a little bit before I get off to sleep, man. May Allah bless you. And again, big up to that brother as well. I like him, he's solid, man. And may Allah bless him and bless all of you Muslims in there, inshallah. And I love you all for the sake of Allah. And may we continue to give people the true word that is to call people away from the false worship of false idols towards the worship of one true Lord, that is Allah Azza wa Jal. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. And I invite and remind all of our Muslim brothers and sisters out there that even if you are not confident speakers, even if you are not confident in messaging and defending the message of Islam, at least have the confidence and certainty in yourself to know that Allah is one. And this is one of the conditions of your faith in itself as well, that you have certainty in your faith, inshallah. Love you all for the sake of Allah. Thank you very much to yourself and to Titans TV and to Gabz for allowing me this time to just put this message down. And I love you and I leave you, inshallah. And Muhsin, you're looking sharp, my friend. Leave you to it, my brother.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
God bless, Akhi. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, like, Gabz, you know what? Your question is a good one. I've got to admit, you asked a nice, keen question, bro, which is, what was the...
Hold on.
Sorry, go on.
Hold on. Before you do that, yeah, quickly, I just wanted to just add, yeah. There's 2 points that brother Muhammad Tawheed just mentioned. He just said, and I would like you to deal with that as well. The brother just said, and I want people to hear clearly, the brother just said that Allah says be, and then it happens. He doesn't need anything to create to create his creation from. He just says be, and it happens. Now, we just done a video where I showed, well, the brother Muhammad, he was the one that showed that Allah created every living thing from what? That's not saying be, and it just happens. He just said Allah doesn't use anything to create from, but he showed me in the audio that Allah created every living thing from water. Also, in the Quran, it says that Allah created Adam from the dust and the clay. He did not say be, and Adam was made. He created him from clay. So that is also something. And it just happened. So the brother is already in checkmate and checkmated himself.
Okay, so what you're saying is this.
Yeah. So now going back to what I said to you now, so you can deal with those 2 questions, and you can deal with this.
It's a nice question. It's a nice question. I like it. Question, man. I can see that, you know.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Dynamics, understanding what the Quran is called.
Hold on a sec.
So let me.
Dawa, I'm gonna let you speak. Dawa, did you? I'm gonna let you speak. Hold on, let me finish. The question I asked you prior to you getting the phone was, and you said Allah. Yes, you said the only thing that was living was Allah. Now, the brother Muhammad, yeah, when we had an audio, said that the dust and clay, which Adam was created from, was not alive. The dust was not alive. Allah, who is living, who has life, is alive. Now, he blows his spirit into the dust and the clay, and then now it becomes alive. So then now, the living life that is now in Adam, that's made him alive, where did that come from and what is it? Now you can answer. I'll mute my mic.
All right, nice one, Gabs. Well, you know what? There's a few questions here. There's actually more than one question. There's about 3 or 4 questions I've seen you ask here now. So I'm feeling a bit steamrolled. Specifically, you want me to answer this one? Can you just break it down really short? Just ask me a direct question. What's the direct question you want me to answer right now?
Okay. To be fair, there was only 3 questions, but I'll break it down even more because this, I know sometimes the medicine's a bit peak. So
no,
basically,
trust me, I'm feeling a little bit weirded out by your long-winded explanations, to be honest with you. All I want from you is a direct question. It's not to do with medicine. It's me asking you to clarify your position and your confusion. This is not medicine. Remember, you're the one who wants answers. I'm the one giving you the answers. So if you're talking about medicine, I'm going to be giving you the medicine, my brother. You understand?
Thank you. I need it. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. So my questions are these. The first one is this: Muhammad Tawheed.
I'm going to answer, guys. Look, with all due respect, I'm going to answer one question at a time, right? So just ask me one question first.
Okay. First question. So I'll answer you 2 questions, but let's deal with the first one. So the first question is now simple. Muhammad Tawheed just said, yes, that Allah doesn't need anything to create from. He doesn't need to use anything to create anything from. He just says be, and it is. He showed himself that Allah used things to create from. Can you explain what he means by Allah not using nothing to create from, but then showing that he needs something to use to create?
All right, let me.
It's perfectly easy to answer, actually. I mean, the answers were given to you in Genesis. Not just that, they're given to you in the Quran as well, regarding the 7 days of creation. You know, for example, look, God created water. He said, be, and water became. He created clay. He said, be, let the elements gather. And they did, right? So all these things were created with a command. Now, the amazing thing here is, I think that what I'm going to say next might even answer one of your other questions. Because in the Quran, there's a verse which says, and the spirit, meaning the ruh, is a word which proceeds from him. A word which proceeds, like a command, right? So if God says to Adam, rise, that could also be construed as God blowing a life force into Adam because the command is given. What we got to understand is, like Muhammad Tawheed said, our intelligence is very limited. We have a very limited intelligence as human beings. We're not infinite in knowledge. We're finite. Our brains have a capacity limit. Not just a capacity limit, but a limited processing ability as well to understand our environment. And we're earthbound creatures. We don't have access to the cosmos, right? So we don't know what's out there, right? If you think for 1 second, if you think that Saturn, Venus, Mars, all these planets were created with no purpose, we got to think again. Because according to my belief, and maybe according to even your belief, there are life forms on this earth. For example, the jinn, which we can't see, but they can see us. Now, if that's the case, now think about this very carefully. If that's the case, what's stopping us from thinking, hold on, maybe there's life on Mars, life on Venus, life on these other planets as well, right? Is it all these made in vain? It's just that the reason why we're not told about them is because they don't have anything to do with our existence and our purpose on this earth. So to simplify our existence for us, God is having mercy on us without overwhelming us with too much information. Yeah, a lot of allegorical information is given. 1 minute, Kalam. A lot of allegorical information is given in the Quran. And Allah says in the Quran, in it are verses which are clear in meaning and others which are allegorical. And he who seeks discord, right, will seek out the allegorical verses. But none knows their meanings except I, God is saying, and those whom he reveals to with knowledge, right? So what you got to understand is here, there's a methodology to follow. Now, I ask you sincerely, guys, how many languages do you speak? Because if you only speak one language and you're unilingual, you're going to have trouble following the richness and the depth of the Arabic, right? Because the Arabic does really, I'm not trying to make a claim to your ignorance here, right? I'm just saying that, you know what, if you want, guys, without even learning to speak the language, you can learn this stuff, because that's how I did it. You can learn it. There's things like Lane's lexicons. There's things like word for word Quran. There's things like this which actually go into, there's stuff series as well, right? Kalam surely knows all this, right? Kalam knows this. I know I can see Kalam putting his hand on his head right now thinking, gosh, this is getting deep. But it is, because you know, these questions are deep questions. They might be simple questions on the surface, but when you peel back the layers, there's a lot of information there, and it has to be taken one step at a time. Now, to answer your question in a more simple manner, is this, yeah? What was there before God? So what was there before creation? God. God says in the Quran, you know, that he rent the, you know, he rent the heavens asunder and caused everything to come into being. But there were stages of all of this. There were stages of all of this, right? Sorry, my old dear just coming to the room to say, keep the noise down. Look, there's stages of creation. In Genesis, it mentions stages. In the Quran, it mentions stages as well, right? So when we're talking about the spirit, you're talking about the spirit and how Adam was created. And, you know, you might see contradictions. I do not. I see a scientific explanation. That's what I see. Something that is actually within the realms of science. Something that's, you know, we couldn't empirically observe, but it's explained to us in an empirical way. Yeah.
Dawa, can I ask you?
Sorry, just one second. One thing I have to say though, when it comes to science as well, this is one thing I've been saying quite a lot now, right? Is that when it comes to science, right, the be-all and end-all of modern Western science is empiricism, and I honestly believe, as other Muslim scientists before me have believed, right, is that empiricism is only 1/3 of science. There are two more thirds to this scientific understanding, right? One of them is innate understanding, and the other one is through metaphysical understanding of science as well, i.e. the world of theory. Now, the world of theory can be backed, right? But we're not even going there. We're going with what's revealed, right? So when you're talking about something like the creation of Adam, i.e. our ancestral father, let's do a comparison here to the creation of Adam, creation of Eve, and creation of Jesus. God created Adam without a mother or a father. He was the primordial human being. God created Eve without a female donor, but from a male donor, i.e. Adam. God created Jesus with a female donor, but no male donor, i.e. Mary, right? So God is showing us here in a very, very amazing way that he can create the same being in a multitude of ways. There's no limitation to the way he creates. So you can't box him in and say, how did he do this? And how did, because you know what, if he wanted to, he could have just, you know, metaphorically speaking here or allegorically speaking, snapped his fingers and said, do it. But that's not, you know, there's a process here. Why? Because to appeal to our finite intellect, he's given us through mercy and understanding fundamental elements of how we operate.
Dawa, unfortunately, because we need loads of, we're so short for time. We're very short for time. So what I want to do, okay, because you said something that's very excellent. There is a process, etc., etc., etc. So the question, or the crux of the question that Gabz was asking is okay, you're saying about kun fayakun, God creates, saying kun fayakun, etc. So what we're asking for, could you give us just one example in the Quran where Allah created something from nothing? That's like literally the first question that Gabz is asking you. Could you give us one, just that's all, just one.
The universe itself.
No problem at all. I'll deal with this. No problem.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He said, let there be lights. Boom, there was lights. And you know how you measure time, right? You can only measure time if there's a source of lights.
Okay, stop. So you're saying that in the Quran, God says, let there be light.
No. Wait,
I asked you specifically from the Quran. I want specifically from the Quran, one place where God said, God created something from nothing. Just one place. That's all.
Let me see if I can find a reference for you. We have to wait for this.
No problem. And whilst you're doing that, Gabz, could you give us your second question so we can think about it whilst Dawa's doing that?
All right, cool. Yeah, it's a good thing you said that, Brother Kalam, because I was wondering why he was going to why a Muslim was going to the Bible.
Well, hold on. Look, the reason why, first of all, look, I don't really.
It's a good question. My second question, which I wanted to.
This isn't something.
Hold on, because we've got too many people talking at once. Okay, too many people talking at once. So what I'm gonna say is, Gabz, just for the brevity of the show, no sidebars. I know we like doing sidebars, but no sidebars. Just quickly, straight to the point, straight questions, no commentary, just straight questions, please.
Cool. All right. My second question, which I asked the brother is, he said, I said, prior to creation, what was alive, what was living? And the brother Dawa said, only Allah. And then I said, obviously, Adam was obviously from clay, from dust, and the dust was not alive, but it became alive and living once Allah blew his spirit into the dust and clay. So the spirit that got blown in, that made him alive and a living thing, where did that come from?
So again, let me just make sure I've got your question in a very succinct manner. Where did the spirit that made Adam come to life come from? Where did the spirit of Adam come from, basically?
Yes.
In a very short sentence. Where did the spirit of Adam come from?
Yes.
Okay. So, Dawa, if you can't find the link, the reference to the other question, we'll come back to that. If you can answer this second question.
For that now, don't worry, it's there. It's just something, it's in my notes, so I have to look for it. Seriously. Okay. Look, to the second question, the spirit came from God.
Okay.
Yeah? But
that's it.
I'm wondering if what you're trying to do here is trying to promulgate the idea that only some things can come from God and everything else can't.
No problem. What I want to do is make sure that we get all the questions out, because for the brevity of this show. So what I want to say is, we know that the spirit comes from God. What is your point now, Gabz? What is your question that leads on from there?
So, yes.
And please, wait, please.
So
no commentary yet again. No commentary. Okay, just straight question.
Yes, straight. Yes. So then my next question is, so if it comes from God, what is the spirit that is now in Adam?
Okay.
Whose spirit is now in Adam?
Okay, whose spirit? Okay. So now, Dawa, I'm going to give you the freedom to have a longer answering frame for this one. Go ahead.
I won't need it, bro. This is a really short answer. Adam's spirit is in Adam. God gave him the spirit. The spirit came from God because God gave him the spirit. God created the spirit of Adam to put into Adam. And that's in Adam.
Excellent.
Right? This ain't no, this is a very short, simple, finite understanding which appeals to the human intellect. Yeah? You don't need, there's no further elaboration required, to be honest with you. There really isn't.
Okay. So basically, Adam's.
One second, there's absolutely no text in the world, right, which claims that Adam had the spirit of God, with the spirit of God inside him. It doesn't say that. There's a play on words here which you're playing on, which I don't think is quite fair. And the idea is this: God gave Adam a spirit which he made. God made the spirit. God created the spirit and put it into him. It's not God's spirit inside of Adam. Adam isn't of God. And if your idea is that we are all gods because we have the spirit of Adam inside of us, then I would say to you, create something that is alive, that is not of your own DNA. Yeah? Create something. If you cannot, then you're not gods.
Excellent. Thank you for that. So now I'm going to ask Brother Gabz if I can just quickly jump in right now and ask one question. Okay. Yeah. So basically, my question is this: you keep interjecting that the soul or the spirit is created by God. I want to know, where do you get the interpretation that is created by God, rather than it being God's spirit that's being breathed into him?
Yeah. Is that to me?
No, that's actually to Dawa Digital.
So repeat the question again, bro.
So basically, what I'm saying to you is, you keep saying that the soul is being created, or the spirit is created and put into Adam. I want to know, where does it say that the spirit is created? Because for me, I'm going to be real with you, it seems as though you're practicing something that's called tahrif. Tahrif is literally distortion. You're distorting the words to make it suit your own understanding. So I'm going to ask you, where does it say the soul or the spirit that's been breathed into Adam is actually created?
Where does it say? Look, I can quite easily turn this around, right, and ask you the same question in reverse and say to you, where does it say it wasn't created?
Okay, so now I want to
the question itself is a bad question, right? I'll explain to you why I'm saying this as well. I know you look a little bit shocked right now, right? But I have the habit of doing that to people because I examine a premise, right? Like, first of all, look, God says be, and it is, right? So when it comes to something like a spirit that's going to give life to his inanimate being. Now, if you read Ibn Kathir's Qisas al-Anbiya, which is the stories of the prophets, the very first chapter is the chapter of Adam. The very first chapter, chapter 9, I think it's the lengthiest chapter there as well, and I think the second lengthiest chapter is the chapter of Abraham, right? And this is from the previous, the sort of biblical prophets, okay? But we're talking about Adam here, and in the very first chapter, it mentions that God created Adam, and he used certain materials, right? For example, the clay, water, a drop of sperm, a clot of blood, right? These things were used. So these are the bare genetic, how do you say, materials to create the inanimate object, which was to become Adam. But to animate it, to give it a life force, God created something and he blew it into him. And that's an allegorical understanding according to me. Because the way I see it, other Muslims don't anthropomorphize God. So when we hear the words blow the spirit into Adam, we don't believe God has lips with which he literally blows into Adam with. No, we don't believe that. We believe it's look, a hadith. Look, let me explain. We've got a hadith. We've got a hadith, right, which mention via allegorical explanations, right?
Kalam, you're gonna have to interject, bro, and get your point across, because this is just gonna keep happening.
What the idea is, not the actual literal idea, but the metaphorical idea. For example, right? For example, in one hadith, it mentions about the Dajjal that he will ride on a donkey that will fly in the skies, a white donkey that will fly in the skies at the speed of rain clouds, whose ears are 40 cubits in length, right? Sounds ridiculous until you realize that a donkey is a load-bearing animal, meaning something that carries other things, right? Including a person that can sit on it, So this is obviously describing an airplane in a time when no one could even fathom the idea of an airplane. Forget airplanes, they hadn't even invented the steam engine at this point in time.
Okay, say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing. So, all right, let me wait, because it's too long. Sorry, too long. So now I'm going to ask you these questions.
You can't say too long. Listen, this is one thing you can't do. You can't
it is because we're trying to do something very. We're trying to do something very quickly. That's why I asked Gabz to actually, shorten his commentary and just go straight to the questions. So we can save time. We haven't got enough time. So now I want to actually ask you, questions. I know most Sunni Muslims would actually do this. Okay, we have something called in Tawheed. We have the Rububiyah, you have the Ululiya, and then you also have the Asma wa Sifat. Okay, this is talking about the lordship of Allah. You also have the worship of Allah, and you also have the names and the attributes of Allah. Okay, and to be a Muslim, especially from a Sunni perspective, you need to actually confirm and affirm these particulars to become a Muslim or to be a Muslim. Okay, so I want to know, okay, in terms of his names and attributes, okay, and his actions, do you as a Muslim affirm that? And that's a hypothetical, that's actually a rhetorical question. Do you affirm these things? In the Quran, we know that Allah has a face. We affirm those things. Okay, we don't go anything further than that. We affirm that Allah has a face. We affirm that he has hands. We affirm that he has fingers. We affirm that he has eyes. He has two eyes, actually. He's not one-eyed. He has two eyes, okay? We affirm that he has feet. We affirm he's shin, etc. Okay, we affirm these things. We also affirm his actions. What are his actions? We affirm his istawa, his ability to rise, and his ability to descend. We also affirm his ability to speak, his speech. Okay, so we know these things. We affirm those things, but we also say that there's nothing like unto Allah in everything else. And we say, how, that's all down to his majesty, basically. So hold on.
All right, go on.
I'm getting to it now. So I want to know, okay, let's actually affirm his attributes and his actions. So I want to know, okay, Allah says
with descriptions. Attributes are things like he is the one who expands, he's the one who contracts, he's the merciful. You're not talking about attributes, you're talking about 99 specific attributes. None of them talk about lips and eyes and faces and shins.
What I'm doing now is, okay, we're talking
about attributes which are to do, because you can't apply what you believe are attributes to the actual contextual understanding of what an attribute is.
All right, let me go into this. So what I want to do right now, I want to ask you, okay, does Allah, okay, you need to know Allah, okay, these are the parts of the things. So I want to know, do you know that Allah has a face?
Look, let me tell you something. First of all,
that's my first question. Do you know Allah has a face? Yes or no?
when you say face, you know what you're thinking? You're
No, I'm not
anthropomorphizing.
saying no. Stop. Let me just cut you there and tell you that Allah has a face, but not like the face of human beings. He has a face, but not the face of any of his creation. Okay, I'm giving you straight,
Okay, so
straight.
you can understand.
This is Islamic thought. So do you affirm that Allah has a face?
An allegorical explanation of a face. That's what you're coming to here.
No,
You're coming to the idea.
I want to know, does Allah has a face? Yes or no?
An allegorical explanation of a face. That's exactly what you're doing right now.
So
you're bringing an allegorical.
Okay, I just want you to affirm or deny. Do you affirm that Allah has a face?
Listen to me. This is really interesting what you're doing here, because when you bring an allegorical understanding of what a face is, that is nothing. It can't be imagined. There's nothing like it. If you can imagine it, guess what? That's not it. What you're doing, in essence, is you're bringing an allegorical understanding of what a face is. And therefore, by your own standard, when you actually try to understand the process by which Allah says, be and it is, and he blew the ruh into Adam, again, you have to apply allegorical understanding to that. You can't bring a physical one. Because the idea here is that there's other verses in the Quran which mention that, and a spirit proceeding from him. So i.e. talking about
what I'm going to say to you, I'm not making. I'm going to say to you before you continue talking, before you continue talking, I'm telling you, I am not making tashbih of Allah. I am not making any resemblance of what Allah is to any of His creation. Far be it from me. Allah is far removed, according to Islamic thought, from that. So I want to know, you affirm the attributes of Allah. Allah clearly says in His Quran that He has a face. Allah clearly says in His Quran He has a shin. Allah clearly says, He has eyes, etc. Do you affirm those things? Does Allah have those parts?
Yes, but not in the way we think of them.
Excellent, perfect, no problem. I wanted to know that.
I'm saying, look, it's an allegorical understanding of what a shape is, an allegorical understanding of what a face is, a physical, be it all physical, but we can't imagine what that physicality is, so we have to apply an allegorical understanding to it.
Okay, are you an Ash'ari, by the way?
Sorry?
Are you an Ash'ari?
No.
Okay, because you're speaking kind of like one by what you're saying. No. So what I wanted to do right now, okay, so I'm going to ask you also, okay, His actions. Do you affirm His actions? Do you affirm His actions of anger? Do you affirm His actions of love? Do you affirm His actions of speech? Do you affirm His actions of istawa, of rising? Do you affirm those things?
I affirm His attributes. I affirm that God created. I affirm that we are the creation of Allah. I affirm that we have very limited understanding, very limited knowledge to understand our own creation, and that even by what has been revealed, obviously, people can be confused by this. They look too deep into how it happened, not why it happened. See, the whole thing between science.
So I'm going to ask you again. No. I don't want to divert. You're diverting. Do you affirm the speech of Allah? No, I do. I just want to get there quickly. Do you affirm the speech of Allah?
Rather than just
I don't want no explanation right now. We can do that later on. I just want to know: do you affirm the attributes and actions of Allah? Yes or no? Do you affirm His speech?
Yes.
Okay. Do you affirm His anger?
Yes.
Do you affirm his favor or pleasure?
That of His anger, because it says in the Quran twice as many times that He's merciful and forgiving, then He is wrathful and angerful.
Excellent. So now I want to know. Okay. All right. Allah in His Quran, says, Ruhi. He says, my soul. Do you affirm Allah has a soul? Yes or no?
No. I say that He has a soul, but not in the way we think it. I say God is soul. God is everything. God is everything you can think of more, but not the way you can think it.
No problem. No problem. I'm with you. No problem. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm telling you. I know tashbih. We're not going to do tashbih. We're not going to say that anything in Allah's creation resembles Him. Allah is too mighty, powerful. Majesty. You cannot say those things there. Go ahead.
Do you know what a soul is?
So I'm going to continue. We'll do this later on. We'll get into that. I just want my last question to you is this. My last question. Digital. Do I have to mute? I don't. I always thought like that had like, you know, great etiquette. I didn't think I had to mute that all the time. So now my last question in terms of the asma wa sifat, or the names and attributes and even actions of Allah, is this one. Do you affirm his actions of breathing? Because quite clearly it says in there nafakhatu, okay, meaning I breathed to you, or breathed, basically. Do you affirm his attributes of breathing?
What I'm trying to say to you, Kalam, its attributes are numbered as 99. Where does it say?
Sorry, my bad. I stand corrected. Do you affirm his action of breathing? Yes or no?
Depends on what you mean by breathing.
I'm not talking about breathing like how human beings breathe. I'm not talking about how animals breathe. I'm not even talking how, you know, I don't know, sensual creatures breathe. I'm talking about, does Allah breathe in his own way, in his own might, and his own majesty? Yes or no?
Are you asking this question from a position coming from the Quran? And if so, where's the ayah? I need to know the context of what you're trying to ask. Please find me the ayat and show me the ayat first, please.
I will find you the ayah right now. Okay.
I don't know where you're going with this, to be honest with you. I don't know how to answer this. I don't know where you're going with this. These are not things I would normally do.
I just want to know if you affirm his actions. Allah says he breathes. Do you affirm that? Yes or no?
Show me the verse.
Surah 32, verse 9.
Surah 32, verse 9. Let's have it.
Read it to the audience.
And it's in Sahih International. Then he proportioned him and breathed into him from his soul and made for you hearing, vision, and hearts. Little are you grateful. That is where I'm coming from.
Oh, I see.
So we know that Allah's attributes, number one, is Al-Sami'u, the all-hearing. He's Al-Bari'u, I believe. I'm just going straight from my own knowledge. Means he's the all-seeing, and he also has a heart, etc. So I want to know.
I think you confused yourself, bro. Your question. So ask your question again, first of all.
So do you affirm Allah's action of breath or breathing?
No.
Okay. You know why do you negate his action of breathing?
Because when you read the verse you just quoted for me, I'm going to read it for you again. Then he proportioned for him. This is the verse, yeah? Quote. Then he, meaning God, proportioned him, meaning Adam, and breathed into him breathed into Adam from God's created soul. Created. So the soul was created.
Okay.
And made for you hearing and vision and heart. Little are you grateful. So you know what this tells me?
Perfect.
So you know what this tells me?
You know what this tells me? Tell me what it tells you.
No. Do you know what this tells me? Your question was as dodgy as sin itself. Your question was as dodgy as sin. Let me tell you why. As if God breathes. Yeah? Or that God has a soul that he breathes and he's reliant on breathing. When I know that he is self-subsisting, he doesn't have to rely on breathing or anything like that. What's happened here is an allegorical explanation. It's very clear for me to see, yeah, that you know what, something that's created. This soul is created. God has created it.
Okay, where does it say?
Put into a body.
Where does it say that Allah? Where does it say Allah created the soul? That's what I'm going to ask you. Where does it say it?
It's in the word.
It's where?
It's in the verse. It's right there in the verse.
Excellent. Do you know what this tells me? You know what this tells me? This tells me if you are an English-speaking person, you can be easily tricked, beguiled, and duped. Yeah, by those people who profess to have knowledge over you. Okay, we give thanks and we give praise. Okay, that we can actually read Arabic. And I'm going to ask you, in the Arabic, yeah, does it say khalaqa ruh? Does it say created soul? It doesn't. Does it? This is where the jucking and jiving and tricking comes into play. And anybody who has got a Quran in Arabic or a transliterated Quran could see it. Anybody who can go to Quran.com right now, it is not there. Stop tricking people, man. Stop tricking people. Let's not do that, man. Let's not do it. Come on.
How many languages do you speak?
Nah, stop that. Brother Kalam, can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Can you mute the brother? Hold on, Dawa, before you get into that, because that's changing the subject, yeah? Bro, listen, yeah. Oh, my days. This is, I want to do it. But, where do I even start, bro? I actually want to go back because, you know, you clearly asked the brother to affirm if Allah breathes. He clearly read that Allah breathed, yeah, his soul into Adam. But then what he did is he went straight to the cradle and didn't deal with the breathing. He read it. He said Allah breathed. And the simple question you asked him is, can he affirm, yeah, the breathing? And he said it. He read it saying breathe. And he didn't even deal with it. He didn't even deal with it. That would show you how. Dawa Digital. Come on, bruv. Stop being rude, man. Because this is showing me, yeah, that you're suffering from some lack of something because you're unmuting your mic and you're talking over people. When you was talking, nobody was chatting over you, bro. Come on, man. You're a grown man. Do you know what I mean? So what I was saying is, yeah, you didn't deal with the question that the brother Kalam mentioned about breathing. You just went straight into the created, and then you even shot yourself in the foot because in the Arabic, the created is not even in there. It says his spirit and his soul. But anyway, we can deal with that another time. But anyway, let's just go by what you're saying. If you say that he did create this soul, can you answer me this one question? What did he create the soul from? That's it. The soul that he gave to Adam, what did he create that from? Since you're saying, if we have to go by what you're saying about the soul being created, what did he create that from?
We answered you already.
I'm sorry, what did he create that from?
You know what? I think there's something wrong with your thinking processes now, brothers. Honestly, I really do think there's something wrong with your thinking. This has all been answered before.
Answer the question. What did he create?
I'll answer you. I'm nice like that, yeah? Look, first of all, I explained to you, yeah, the verse, and this is for you guys, it's hinging on this verse. Chapter 32, verse 9, yeah? Surah As-Sajdah. And the verse is, yeah? Then he proportioned him and breathed into him from his as well, created soul. Because you've got to understand that there are different words for soul and different words for in the Arabic, brother. There's many words for one thing can have many words. Word is being used. Yeah? No, that's why I'm asking you, how many languages do you speak? Else, I'm trying to create
that was
the question. You said to me I was being rude when I was in
answer the question, bro. Come on.
Don't be a hypocrite in it, bro. Let me speak in it, yeah? Look,
you're chatting too much. You know what I mean? Where did he create the soul from? Don't talk about languages. Where languages from? Where did he create the soul from?
Are you grateful? And you've seen that literal, are you grateful? Honestly, guys, don't you get it? In a very, very clear and easy terms as well, yeah? That if you're going to be doing this right, and follow the breadcrumbs as they're dropped in front of you, yeah? Because if you really do have sincere questions, you're not doing this just to try and get one or whatever it is, yeah? Then let's do this correctly. Sincere, yeah? And the sincerity will basically prove itself by you actually listening to what I have to say, yeah? And here's the thing. The verse, I'll repeat it again. This is the verse that you have a contention with, yeah? He proportioned him and breathed into him from his created soul and vision and hearts. Grateful. Yeah?
What did
now the main
soul from? That's the question. What tried?
Gabz, sabor. Just have a little bit of patience. Let him finish. I've got you, King. Don't worry. I've got you.
You're back, right? Don't worry. Yeah, you can chill for a bit. Yeah, look. The soul now has to be put into an inanimate being. Yeah? The action by which it goes into this inanimate being is called breathe. Breathing. Yeah? So God commands this thing to go into Adam. It goes in. So we're saying God breathed this soul in. The action is an action word. When you see this has happened, you can't apply this in a how do you say? You can't apply this in the sense that God actually breathed. It's an allegorical understanding for an action that happened, because you can't anthropomorphize the action of God. You can't. If you're anthropomorphizing the action of God, then what you're doing is you're giving God human attributes. when the idea here is that God created human attributes and He created them within a limitation. We might share some of them, but in a very severe limitation. Yeah, a human can be merciful, but our mercy is finite, whereas His mercy is infinite.
Okay, let me do something now.
So let me understand the application as well. What you're trying to do is you're trying to simplify everything. And I'll tell you something right now. If you're trying to toss out the universe's biggest mysteries, and you're trying to do it by simplifying something, that is sheer hubris. You're not doing it right.
Thank you. Now let me go on to something. Let me go into something real quickly. So please, everybody, keep their mics muted. I just want to show you what how do we call it again? What do we call it? Sunnah al-Jamia, okay? What the consensus of the Sunni school of thought has to say about what you've just said, if I'm correct, okay? It says here, tahrif is a distortion, means changing the wordings of the names and attributes or changing their meanings, like the saying of the Jamia that istawa, ascending above, is istawala, conquering and having dominion over. And like the saying of some of the innovators that al-ghadab, anger, when referring to Allah's meaning, Allah means intending to send blessings, and all of this is tahrif. And they're saying about istiwa that it is istawala is tahrif of the wording, and they're saying that ar-Rahman is intending to send blessings, and al-ghadab is intending to punish, or tahrif of the meaning. The true sayings, however, is that istawa means ascending and being above, as is clear in the Arabic language, and the Quran came to show that its meaning is ascending, being above the arsh, in meaning the throne, in a manner which befits Allah's majesty and greatness. Likewise, al-ghadab and or rahmana are two real attributes befitting Allah's majesty and greatness, just as in the case with the rest of the attributes reported in the book of the Sunnah. So what I'm going to say to you right now, my brother, okay, according to the majority of the Sunni school of thought, is you're actually practicing something called tahrif, okay? You're making these verses into something that's allegorical, just like when we say istawa means to ascend above the throne. You're going to say...
I've got to stop you there.
Hold on. Let me continue, because you're distorting it, okay? Because it quite clearly, you are able to affirm all the other attributes of Allah. You can affirm the speech of Allah. You could affirm the anger of Allah. You could affirm that Allah ascends, and so forth and so forth. But when it comes to He's breathing, you cannot affirm it. That rings alarm bells to me. Then you also distort where the Quran says, that he breathed. Let me share it. Let me share you and show you what people are actually doing, how they're distorting things, literally distorting things to fit their own paradigm because they don't have the answer for it. Let me show you yet again, family. Like, be careful, broods of vipers. That's what I'm going to say. Hold on. And it says here, then He proportioned him and breathed into him from His soul and made for you hearing and vision and hearts. Little are you grateful. Now let's go here. Let's go here to the parenthesis.
You're the one who's guilty for what you use.
Let's go here to parenthesis. Now I'm going to repeat.
His mic, man.
I think we just need to keep Dower Digital's mic. Hold on, let me just do it from here. Actually, let me do it from here. Let me just make sure it's on constant low and mute. Because it's just getting ridiculous now. So let me go back and show you. I told you, like, I know people are going to misread what I'm saying yet again because they do it all the time. I always say to people, especially my Muslim brothers who are distorting stuff, I know you claim that Muhammad was illiterate, but that gives you no reason, in 2017 to be illiterate and remain illiterate. For those of you guys who don't know what parenthesis is two brackets, okay, with words or words inside. And it signifies that these words aren't in the original text, but we are placing it in there as a commentary or to give you some extra understanding. That is what parenthesis is. So when I did not read the parenthesis, I'm rightly reading. When you go into your Quran, most of you guys who have Qurans, you will see that there are brackets, okay? Lowers the parenthesis and it gives you a whole commentary. Gives you a whole commentary. Like, for example, in Surah Al-Fatiha, it says, not of those who have earned your anger or who have gone astray. And in the parenthesis, between all of those verses, it will tell you these are the Christians, these are the Jews, and so forth and so forth. Give you a whole list of things that's not actually in the text. So what I'm trying to give to you now is the purity of what the text actually says. And we have the beauty. This is why I love, we have to give thanks and praise, that technology has advanced so much, where people were getting fooled and beguiled before can no longer remain fools, because we can go into the Arabic and see what it says. See what it says. Okay, so clearly we can see in the Arabic. Okay, there we go. Wa na fa kha. There you go. Did I just say that right? Let's do it louder. Let's make sure that we can all hear this. Okay, what does it say? Hold on. Let me do it again. Sorry. Wa nafakha, and breathed. What does this word here say? Fihi. Min. Okay. And it says here, what does it say here? Ruhi. Let's see. Oh, so hold on. What does it say? It breathed into him from ruhihi, from his spirit. Okay, so we can read it quite clearly. Where does it say created? We know the word for create is khalaka or khalaka or khalik, okay, or khalq. Where does it say created in this sentence here? In these string of words, it's not there. Hence the reason why it's in parentheses. Clearly, it says breathed into him from his spirit. This last bit here, where you see ruh, yeah, and then you see the little fatara kasra, yeah, down here, okay, makes you know it's a possessive, meaning my spirit. It's not even his spirit, but my spirit. There you go. So clearly we know that Allah, okay, let me go into this. Allah breathed into him from his spirit. Not anybody else's spirit, but from his spirit. From a created spirit? No, from his spirit. You sure it's not from created spirit? No, from his spirit. Yeah. The Arabic is quite clear. Stop lying. Stop playing games. Stop it. What are you doing it for? Come on.
Can I answer that?
Kalam.
I'm trying to trick people. No, hold on.
It's easy.
I'm going to go to Saracen. Saracen, just chill for a minute. Everybody else, mute your mic. We're going to go to Saracen. Yeah, Saracen. Be careful, because most of the Muslims may not be from your particular school of thought that does all this allegories. But go ahead, King, do your thing.
Okay, to answer that first point that you just said, I'm going to answer your thing that you said before. But most of the scholars of Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah believe in figurative allegorical interpretation. The Maturidi and the Ash'ari, which are the majority of Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, which consists Hanafis, which are many Maturidi, the Shafis, the Malikis, and some Hanbalis. Now, bro, let me just answer this question directly. So the thing that you put up, Kalam, earlier, the quote that you were reading from, that's actually a minority opinion. So, for example, it says Allah's Kalam, speech of Allah. What does that mean? It doesn't mean literally, because the Quran is called Kalam Allah. Do you know what I mean? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the house of Allah, the Kaaba, that's not literal, bro. Do you understand? So that answers that thing. So we, of course, in every language, there is figurative speech, there's metaphorical speech, and that's a no-brainer. And that's why originally it wasn't for lay people to go and interpret the Quran. You had to understand a number of sciences, including pre-Islamic poetry. So you needed to know the Arabic of that time, not just the Arabic of that time, this time. Now, if I can answer your direct quote, if you could bring that quote again, the hadith up again, please. Or was it the Quran that you had up? I didn't. You know what you were saying about breathed into him? It was the Quran, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the Quran. And before you go any further, what you're talking about for layman understanding, if something is possessive, you're talking about the possession rather than something that actually belongs to him inherently. Okay, so for example, Allah has hands, you have hands. These are attributes that belong to you inherently. For example, you have a mobile phone. This is something that you possess rather than what you have inherently. So that's the distinction that you was trying to make, correct?
Yeah, exactly. It's what we call ta'wil. And the Salaf did ta'wil. You know, there's many of the ulama have done ta'wil. I mean, there's so much. I mean, it's too complicated for the audience.
So
let's stick to what we're saying.
What I want to do, I won't even go into depth on that for you, but I'm just going to clarify
we'll do it
for
another
the
day.
audience,
we'll do it another day.
so you can be represented nice and clear. Okay, and now I'm going to go into the Quran, which you asked me to, and this is Surah Sajda, I think, which is 32 verse 9. Go ahead, King.
So let's get the chronology right, because I think we've got the chronology wrong. The first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created our souls, and we were in a realm. This is what we believe. We were in a realm prior to entering the body. Allah took an oath from us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Am I not your Lord?" And then we said we affirmed it, and this was asked to us. So the soul was already created. So if you go back to what you're reading, can you read it out, please? Because I can't see it from my phone. You know, you had the Quran.
Then he proportioned him and breathed into him from his soul and...
Stop there. And he breathed into him, meaning Adam, his soul, i.e. the soul that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had already created. Do you understand what I'm saying? If we don't get the chronology right, then, you know, of course, that can be taken very literal.
So what I'm going to ask you to do now is to provide any proof that this soul was created beforehand.
Yeah, no problem.
That's what we're going to do. So if you could provide that, that would be splendid.
Yeah, I think I provided in the links a couple of weeks ago, but I'll have to. I think it's sort of number 42. But just give me a few seconds. You can speak to someone else. I'll bring you down. Yeah.
No problem. See, over
can
here.
I come in?
Hold on. We can come in a minute. Over here on Talk with the Titans. Hold on. Before you do that, over here on Talk with the Titans, we want to make sure, no matter what, just because we got a different viewpoint than you, we want to represent you as fairly as possible. So if you need those verses up, we will bring it up for you. We have nothing to fear, nothing to hide. Okay, we're not saying that we're always right and exact. We can be corrected, but so far, you know, there's very far and thin of occurrences or occasions where we are corrected. So we are very much so confident where we can help you as much as possible. Trust me on that. Go ahead, Gabz. Go ahead.
Brother, Sarah's and then even Dawa, it's still getting to the point, because this is the same question I answered and it still hasn't been answered. I asked the question, and the other brother Abdul said we answered you already, but I still didn't get the answer. Let's just say we take what they're saying is right, that Allah created our souls. What did He create our souls from? What did He create our souls from?
I'll answer it directly.
What did He create our souls? The reason why, hold on a sec. The reason why, let me just tell you that that's the question. But the reason why I asked that, because I need to tell you the reason why I asked that. The reason why I asked that question is because previously I asked Dawa Digital what was living and what was alive prior to creation. He said Allah. Now, Allah did something which you guys are saying is metaphorical, okay? Which I don't know which part is, yeah? He did something, yeah, and put something from him or wherever it was from, yeah, into Adam, and then Adam became alive. Now, the only thing that was alive prior was Allah. Now he's done something, he's put something, would have to be from himself, yeah, which is alive into Adam, and now Adam is alive, because he wasn't alive from the beginning, was he? No, he was just dust and clay. So I want to know, yeah, if it's not from Allah, this created soul that He created, yeah, why is it alive, and where did He get it from? And where did He create it from?
Yeah, if I could, yeah. So basically, I think they have answered that. This is what we're trying to say, Gabs. If you want to, I don't know if you want, because you've been asking this question for a long time in the past, because I've seen your videos before. What we're saying is,
sorry, bro. Get out of the park.
yeah. So, okay, cool. Let's just. I'll answer directly. Okay. So this is what I'm saying to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need, he's not like me and you. This is what we're trying to explain to you. This is metaphysical. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need to create from anything. It doesn't need to be an object. Now, sometimes there's asbab that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses, such as things, but no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't need to create the soul from anything. He just said be, and it was finished.
So in the Quran, I'm going to read something where he said be, and the soul was created, and then he blew it into Adam. That's what I'm going to see. Or is that what you're just telling me now? Because you just said, hold on, because you just said, Allah just said be, and I already just showed, I know you was watching the show. I just showed where Muhammad Tawheed showed me in the Quran. He showed me, you know, I didn't show him. He showed me that Allah used the waters to create living things. Yes? So then now, that's using something. That's not him saying be. That's him using the waters, which is something. Because by you saying be, yeah, him saying be, that's telling me that he created it from nothing. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me that he created a soul from nothing?
Yes. Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, so then now, if Allah created the soul from nothing, yes, how did the soul make Adam alive when the only thing that was living and was alive was Allah?
We're dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the master and the universe, who is all powerful. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that soul goes into a body, it goes into body. How? We don't know. We don't know. That's the answer for you. We don't know. Allah, that knowledge is with Allah. We don't know. And it's not something that we can comprehend.
Okay,
I said the same thing, Saracen. I told him the same thing.
No, come on, bro. That's the answer.
No, I think we were talking a lot. Gabs, does that answer your question, though, bro?
No, it doesn't answer my question.
Okay, fine. It might not be.
Let me answer. Saracen, let me answer. Say why it doesn't answer my question. It doesn't answer my question because where does the soul return to? When something is being returned, where does it return to? The soul. Does it return to nothing? What?
It returns to Allah.
No, it returns to nothing.
No, it returns to Allah.
No, it returns to nothing.
It returns to the one who created the soul.
No, it returns to nothing.
I didn't say nothing.
Get out of there. Checkmate, man. I'm done. My mind's muted.
Gabs, let me speak, Kalam. Let me speak real quick, Kalam. And then I want my brother Reminder to get on so we can hear his opinion. Look, we answered you already. Gabs, check this out, bro. We answered you already, right? You said
no. You answered my question. I just said the soul is going to return to something. He said the soul comes from nothing, but you just answered the question yourself, and you don't even know what you just said. You said the soul is returning back to God. Why is it not returning back to nothing?
No, I didn't. I never said that though. You're lying on me, brother.
No. Listen, bro. Listen. Why
That's what he said. I didn't say nothing.
Listen. Why isn't the soul returning to nothing from which it came from? Why is it returning to Allah and not nothing? Because the brother said the soul was created from nothing. So why is it not going back to nothing? Why is it going back to Allah?
Gabs, everything was created from nothing.
Oh my God.
Listen. When you look at the universe itself, right? Where did it come from? You're going to ask me, what did Allah use to create the universe? Whatever Allah used to create.
You love that one, didn't you, Kalam? Kalam, I know you love that one, bro.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Kalam, Gabs, can I speak, my brothers, please?
Go on, bro.
So, if you look at, here we go. If you look at the universe itself, right? Before the universe didn't exist. If you ask modern scientists, they'll tell you the universe had a beginning, right? So you might want to ask,
wrong.
What did Allah? That's correct, brother. What do you mean that's wrong? What do you mean? The universe always been in existence?
No, the science does not claim that it comes from nothing. We have.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. If y'all will let me talk, then you can hear what I'm trying to say. You cut me off, brother.
And so you said that it has that science claim that the universe has a beginning. It's not true either.
It's true.
Let's stick to the subject. Abdul, make your point. Abdul, make your point, bro. Stick to the subject.
Go make your point, man. Just dig a little bit further. Go on. Go ahead.
Yo.
All right. So now, like I was trying to say, if you ask me, well, what did Allah use to create the universe? Because the universe didn't always exist. The things, whatever Allah did, how he did it, we don't have that knowledge. All we know is that Allah brought it into existence, and it wasn't in existence. So yes, the universe and everything in it came from nothing as far as ingredients. Wait a minute. Listen to me clearly. As far as ingredients, right? So if you're making pancakes, you need eggs, you need milk, butter, sugar, this and that, right? So the ingredients or whatever it is that Allah used or however Allah did it, it came from Allah. Listen, it came from Allah, right? But it don't mean that there was some ingredients that existed already that Allah used to create the universe.
Exactly.
So forth, the soul, anything and everything else.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Do you understand
let me ask this question. Yes, bro. Let me speak, please, because I was quite. All right. Let me ask you the question. Yeah. You just said, and this is why I don't understand. I don't think people are saying things, they're not realizing what they're saying. Said when it comes to things like creation and where it comes from, you don't have the knowledge. Then and you don't know where it is come from, but then yet you're gonna say, and you're gonna answer the question and say it's come from nothing. How do you know it's come nothing where it is it's using? So you can't answer that question. So you can't answer from nothing if you don't know what was there and you don't have an answer for it. Doesn't matter. How can you have if you don't have an answer?
All
right. Doesn't make no sense.
Gabz, go ahead.
Yeah, the soul, like I just said, the soul is going to return. Harrison said, created from nothing. If the soul is created from nothing, why is it not returning to nothing?
Okay.
Allah. Because
Allah created the soul.
No, listen.
But he created the soul.
I know he created it. So why is it not returning to nothing?
You know,
why is it returning?
It doesn't make sense.
Not nothing.
The question is. Let me try to frame it for you. Yeah. Okay. Since the soul is going to return from whence it came. Okay, and you're stating that Allah created the soul from nothing. Okay, keywords from nothing. So therefore, if it was to return, yes, it should only return to nothing. But now you're stating, because the Quran clearly, not even you stating, the Quran contradicts that and states, from Allah you came and to Allah you shall return. So do you understand what's going on? Like, what is happening? Why is it not returning back to nothing? And why is it returning to Allah?
It's not
the main
literal.
point is trying to be made is because the soul is from Allah.
Kalam. No. Kalam, hold up, Jackson, please, brother. Let me say this real quick. And then I want my brother reminded again, and he hasn't spoken yet. Let me say this real quick. This is what I'm telling you. As far as the creation of the soul, you asked me the question. I've already told you that I don't know. And then at the same time, I told you Allah could have created the soul from absolutely nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen, hold up.
If you
hold
don't know,
hold up.
No, if you don't know, that's the answer, bro. Don't know. Just say you don't know. That's the question.
I told you that.
Don't start saying, oh, well, it could be from nothing. Yeah, well, then that's fine. That's good. You don't know. So don't say it's from nothing. That's the point. Because you don't know. That's the point.
That's a possibility, but it's a possibility.
Listen, bro.
Gabz, it's a possibility. Gabz, it's a possibility.
Listen. Possibilities and could be's and what ifs and maybes, you don't know. Simple. You just don't know. That's all.
So why are you making a claim as if you do know?
If you don't know, you don't know.
All right.
Why are you making the claim that you do know?
No, brother.
All right.
You know what?
Let's move on swiftly. Everybody mute their mics right now. I asked the question earlier on because quite clearly, so far my Muslim brother, and I don't know if all the Muslim brothers would affirm this, that they don't know. Okay, they simply don't know. They're simply innovating. This is something that we could consider in Islam as bid'ah. Bid'ah. Okay, that is something that is called innovation. You're innovating something. When you're saying it could possibly have come from nothing, yes, and then affirming it afterwards, you're speculating it could have come from nothing, then you're affirming, yes, it did come from nothing, and then you're misguiding, okay, a whole bunch of people who now copy that same rhetoric to say it comes from nothing, okay, where in the Quran, it does not say that. It does not say that in the Quran. So what I'm asking you for, guys, now, okay, since you guys, so far, one Muslim, at least he's honest and says he does not know, okay, and it should just stop there. I do not know. Say it's better for you, to say Allahu Alam. It's better for you just to say that. I swear, if I was ever a Muslim,
I agree.
If I was ever a Muslim, I would be the best Muslim that they possibly could be. I swear to you guys. But anyways, what I want to do now, because I've asked the question. I asked it to Dawah Digital, name me one thing, just one. That's all I'm asking for you, because you're all saying kun, fire kun, etc., etc. Just name me one thing Allah created from absolutely nothing. Just that one thing. That's all we're asking for. If you cannot show us that one thing, I simply want to say to you guys, stop doing this bid'ah. Stop interjecting these things and saying that Allah created from nothing when you cannot substantiate it from the Quran. Speak the words of Allah. Speak the words that is written in the Quran. That's all I'm asking you to do. It's that simple. Stop innovating. Islam is beautiful by itself. You don't need to innovate new things into the religion and then it's going to misguide people. Stop it.
Surah 2 verse 1.
I'm not doing that. I'm not innovating. Don't lie on me. Don't lie on me.
Let me give him the evidence.
I complimented you for saying I don't know.
All right, Surah 2, Surah Baqarah, verse 117. The creator in the heavens and earth from creator of the heavens and earth from nothingness. He only says when he wills, be, and it is. If you want to bring that up, Surah Baqarah, which is the second surah.
Could you repeat it again? And I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you why these devils, okay, these absolute devils, are misguiding people. Go ahead, Saracen. I'm not calling you the devil. I'm telling you, whoever you're getting that source from is misguiding people. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, so it says Surah 117. He says he wills a thing. He says be, and it is. So
no, read from the beginning. You didn't say that before. Read it from the beginning.
No. So that's what I've got up here. So I was reading the text before it, but that's what it says. It says be and it is.
Yeah, you read the text before it. Don't because I said all of that talk.
No. Fair enough. No, I stand corrected.
Oh, you stand corrected, yeah?
Yeah, no, but I do what I do say.
Okay.
It says B, and it says I need to get my Quran out. So.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad. I'm glad. You have to just put them in check real quick, like real check.
No, fair enough.
Okay. Jeez.
No, but you still no. But the verse is still valid. The verse is still valid. The verse.
Hey, I love a brother.
No, the verse is still valid. Listen to what I'm saying. It says be and it is. So you asked our digital. Yeah, you asked the question. Show where Allah can create from nothing. Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself says be and it is. So it doesn't mean that it needs any material.
So, hold on, because I see Dawah Digital keep jumping in and out. I know I muted his mic earlier on. I'm not too sure if he's unable to speak. So, I was going to go. Let me just quickly go to Surah 2, whichever verse that was again. Let me just bring it up. And it's here. 2117. It says, originator of the heavens and earth. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, be, and it is. Okay, that's what it says. It didn't say nothing about anything from nothing and anything like that. It just simply says, originator of the heavens and the earth. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, be, and it is. Not, I've created something from nothing. So before anybody chooses to bring up that verse ever again, okay, where you're having all these parentheses that's interjecting things into the text, yeah, stop it. Don't do it.
And brother, sorry, Kalam, just to piggyback on that, yeah, just to piggyback on what you just said and what you just read there. Dower Digital, not Dower Digital, Saracen, if he was listening, again, this is what I'm talking about, the listening. If he watched what Muhammad Tawheed said, what did he say heavens and the earth and living things was created from?
He said all living things come forth from water.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, because the first thing that what we came from was a soul. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says be, and it is. Doesn't need any material. Bang, it's there, it's done. Yeah, that's the soul. That's the metaphysical realm that we're not in at the moment, right? The souls are all gathered together. And you asked me for a reference for that. I'll give you that in a second, Kalam, as well. Yeah. The souls were there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked, am I not your Lord? And we made a covenant with our Lord. We said, yes, you are.
Stop.
And that
Stop. I'm not going to allow you to come here again and do selective cherry picking reading. Please quote the verse and quote the verses that precede it, so it's in chronological order, so the whole of the community understands what you're saying. Because right there, you just cherry picked something and omitted the preceding verses. I'm not going to allow our people here to be misguided like that.
So this is the Sahih International version, yeah? It's chapter 7, verse 172. Do you want to bring it up?
Yep, so we're going to go to it. Let me just share my screen so the community can see it real quickly. So you're saying it's chapter what?
Chapter 7, verse 172.
Okay, so verse 172.
Yeah.
And it says here, should I read it or should you read it?
Yeah, no, please.
Okay, it says, and when your Lord took from the children of Adam from their loins their descendants and made them testify of themselves, am I not your Lord? They said, yes, we have testified, lest you should say on the day of resurrection, indeed, we were of this unaware. So now I want to ask you, what does that mean? What is your point by bringing up that verse?
So this is when we were in the other realm. This is when we were in the soul. This is the realm of the souls. This is the covenant Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took. Yeah. And then from then after this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala breathed that soul into that human clay body. So that's what I'm saying. Get the chronology right.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're stating.
Correct.
Now let's go into the verse. I hate to do this to you, Saracen, because you're my brother, you know.
No, it's cool, but I think I mentioned this before in another show when I was messaging from the chat ring, and you tried to think, but your interpretation was wrong, and that's the problem. And this is what the point is: when lay people are giving interpretations to things that they don't understand, they're going to make mistakes.
Scholar gang.
We need the scholars. That's why, bang on. That's why we need the scholars. And I know you guys dismiss it and stuff. But that's not to say that you don't use your brain and you ask questions. But we got to take some humble pie sometimes and realize that people who have studied this and studied very hard at this, they're not just coming out with this willy-nilly. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of sciences that go into interpreting the Quran.
Perfect. So this is what I'm going to do to you. This is what I'm going to do. We're gonna study together. I love this. I love having study sessions. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to study something together. We're both going to be reading the same. Actually, not even both. We've got 150 people tuned in right now. We got, let's just say it's like 160 of us, 157 of us who's here right now, including the panel members. So let's go into this. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
And let's do this. So, and it says here, and when your Lord took from the children of Adam, okay, took from the children of Adam from their loins, their descendants, and made them testify. Okay, so I want to know right here, Yeah. Are we talking about Adam, or are we talking about the children of Adam?
We
So
are
you're
all
talking about
Adam.
chronology right now. Is
Yeah,
it talking about Adam, or is it talking about the children of Adam?
children of Adam. We're all the children of Adam. So
Okay.
from that soul Allah created us all.
Okay. So is this before the soul was breathed into Adam, or
Correct.
was this after the soul was breathed into Adam?
As far as I understand, it's before it was breathed into Adam.
How could it be? How can it be before when it's talking about specifically the children of Adam? It's not even talking about Adam himself. It's talking about the children of Adam. So
Because
which comes first, Adam or his children?
from
Does the
Adam, all
children
his
precede
children.
Adam? I just want to know, does the children precede the father?
No, the children come from the Father. So
Exactly.
this is from the soul. So this is from the soul. From the soul, we all come from here.
So this is talking about after the breath was breathed,
Checkmate, bro.
after the soul was breathed into Adam, quite clearly. You're talking about chronology, and the chronology is quite clear.
No, what I'm saying is this is when our Lord took our oath with us. Our souls. This is before we're breathed in.
Okay, so let me ask you this question now, okay? The children of Adam, okay, they have loins. I want to know, does a soul, yeah, have loins?
Yeah.
No.
Then,
No.
okay, let's look up
It says
definition.
here,
Tell me the
from the
definition of
children
loins.
of Adam, from their loins, their descendants. Not even just the
Checkmate.
children of Adam,
Yeah.
but their descendants. Okay, not just the children, but the children's descendants from their loins, and made them testify of themselves. Okay, so
Yeah.
that is the chronology. I don't know. Again, like family, please, please don't skewer the thing. Like the Quran is clear, it's plain and simple. It's even said that in the Quran, I have given you this Quran in a clear Arabic. I think the word is mubniun. I can't remember the word. Mubiyun. My Arabic is faulted throughout the years. Clear Arabic, clear Arabia. Okay, it's pretty clear. Even in English, it is pretty clear. So I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, where are we getting these interpretations from? Maybe we're getting those interpretations
because it's not
the
meant
scholars.
to be taken literally. Yes, of course.
Go ahead.
It's not meant to be taken literally, brother. This is the problem. When you take things literally, it is also says the Quran is a book that can mislead and stuff. And when you get people with very literal understanding, this is how you're gonna get things like ISIS that come up, because there's stuff that's in there, you know, that if you take it literally, kill. Like you mentioned it the other day yourself, kill the kuffar, blah, 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 you know, wherever you find them. If you take things literally, that's what you're gonna get and stuff. But this is why the realm of the scholars this is a book for scholars, and it's not to say me and you can't be scholars, but it takes hard work. You know what I mean? And for us to arrogantly think that we can pick up this Quran and understand it when we don't know what it means. I mean, from what if you read it like that, yeah, it seems very simple, but it's not that simple. And that's what I'm trying to say to you, bro, and stuff. The ulama have told us, and you know, and there's hadith that are with this, and these are the understanding of the Salaf, that this is a covenant that was taken by our souls, and before they were breathed into us. Do you understand? And this is an early Meccan surah as well. Remember this. For those of you in the chat who don't know, surahs are divided from Meccan and they're divided in Medinan. This is a Meccan surah.
That's right.
So it's an early surah.
Brother, Kalam, can I mention something quickly, yeah? And this is a shout out. This is big. This is a shout out for my brother Jedi, man. Straight for my brother Jedi. Because the brother Saracen said something. What he said is the scholars need to understand this Quran. So my question to you, brother Saracen, was the Prophet Muhammad, was he a scholar?
Yes, absolutely. He was the greatest scholar.
Okay, that's fine. And what does it take for someone to be a scholar?
Okay. As far as I know, in Sunni Islam, there's a number of things that you need to. So you have to understand the pre-Islamic poetry, for example. So you have to know what words mean. In Arabic, one word can have 30 different meanings. I'll give you an example. There's a very short surah in Surah Fajr. One of the words is hatta. So hatta, pray until Fajr. Yeah, what does hatta mean? According to the people of Arabic knowledge and according to lexicons, it can have up to 30 meanings. So if a layman just picks it up in 2017 and they only know one meaning, they're going to misinterpret that. Do you understand? So you need to know. Just so you've asked me a question, I'll give you a few more things. Grammar, rhetoric. No, you need to know. You need the context of the verses. You need to understand when. I'm answering your questions. You're gone.
Go on. Let me tell you why it's not going to my question. Yeah, when I asked you a question, if Prophet Muhammad was a scholar, yeah, because I'm sure the Quran said that the Prophet Muhammad couldn't read or write and he was unlearned. And now I thought a scholar was somebody who's learned.
Oh, there you go.
Right, and learn.
Exactly the point. You just confirmed my point, my brother. Okay. You just confirmed my point. The Prophet ﷺ is described as ummi. Now, for a lay person like yourself, you think that means illiterate, can't read and write. Ummi doesn't mean
I don't.
that. Yes, so what I'm saying is, ummi means the Prophet ﷺ got direct knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he was the most knowledgeable in the Quran. Yes.
Saracen. So ummi, are you telling me the word ummi?
Yes.
The word ummi.
Yes.
Hold on. Yeah. Ummi means direct knowledge. Is that what the word means?
I'm saying that ummi has a number of meanings, and it's been debated by a number of things.
Okay, so what does ummi mean? What does ummi mean?
Ummi has been debated. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly the point.
So what does it mean? What words?
One interpretation is you can't read and write, but there's other scholars that said that he could read and write. Do you understand? This is what I'm saying.
What does ummi mean, bro?
I'm saying the two? One. I know one, but I know there's other.
Okay, so
you're asking a direct question. All right, let me answer you, Gabz. Gabz, I know.
Don't speak.
No. Give us the two. Give the people the two meanings, like of ummi. Is it the one that you go by, and what's the other one?
Okay, the ummi that is being said by some of the scholars and many of the ulama has been that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives direct knowledge to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what the ummi means in this context of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In a layman's term, it can also mean unable to read and write. But these are the two that I know, Gabz. This is what I'm saying. There's far more meanings of ummi. There's far more.
So there's one other.
Okay. That's what I'm saying, Gabz. I can just tell you two off the top of my head, and there's more.
No. Okay, let me understand this. So you said one of the ummis means giving. One of the meanings for ummi means giving direct knowledge. Ummi means direct.
Means he's got direct knowledge. Yes.
Direct knowledge. Yeah. So ummi means direct knowledge. So. So the verse
specific to the Prophet. That's why I'm clarifying what you're saying.
Yeah, listen, let me speak, but you can't speak because I'm not going to hear it. So one is ummi means giving direct knowledge. Yeah, direct knowledge to who? To the Prophet.
Exactly.
Okay, now because the reason why I have a bit of issues with that because. I'm sure I've read in the Quran when it's talking about this unlearned, the word ummi. It was talking about the Prophet and also the people. So are you saying direct knowledge to the Prophet and the people at the same time?
What I'm saying is that in the context of the Prophet ﷺ, what the ulama have said, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, is that the term ummi, when referred to the Prophet ﷺ, means that he got direct knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In other terms, so look, let me just clear this point up. So in terms of within the Quran, there are certain words that are used, but this is what we need to understand: the context, the grammar, the rhetoric within the Quran, because the same word can mean a different thing in a different verse. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But then that's going to cause confusion. But what I'm going to say is, in the context, in the verse that's talking about,
you were speaking characters like
I want to language. Yeah. Look, let me go to that script. Dawah.
You're going to study the Quran.
Go to that verse. Yeah.
You have to understand these things, yeah? You
Bro,
can't just come in with your bias and apply it, bro. Your question is a bad one. I'll tell you why. Because first, you're trying to apply your bias to your understanding, which is not...
Can you mute your mic?
Oh, let me mute it once.
Can you mute your mic, man? What was I gonna say, yeah? In the verse, yeah, Saracen, in the verse when you're talking about yeah, when the Prophet Muhammad, when he's talking about with the Prophet Muhammad, yeah, that is talking about when he's talking about him being the unlearned, yeah, the apostle. This is talking about him getting the scripture and when people are gonna get the book. In that bit hold on, in that bit when it mentions it, the word he's talking about the apostle, which is the Prophet Muhammad, and it's talking about the people. You saying was getting, if we're going by what you're saying, it means the meaning. Who are you saying is getting direct knowledge? Both the Prophet and both the people are getting direct knowledge from.
This is what I'm just trying to explain to you, bro. It depends on the context and the rhetoric. So, like I said, one word can mean different things within the context, within the grammar of the Quran. And this is why you need scholars. Do you understand? So another meaning of Ummi can be my mother, for example. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Like, for a layperson, Ummi literate. Another person will say is my mother. Do you know what I mean? But it depends on the context in which it's used. And this is what I'm saying. Quran is a complex book, bro. If you want to read it traditionally, and this is what I'm trying to say to you, and I would respectfully, I like Jedi, but I'll respectfully argue with him on Sunday about this, because I think scholarship is vital, bro. I think just to throw it up in lay people's hands, this is a sort of confusion that you're getting. You know, you're saying breathe. Oh, look, God, Allah is in people's creation. This is what I'm saying. It can cause confusion because you don't have that understanding. You don't understand the context. You don't understand the background. You don't. And this is what I was trying to explain to you. You have to know the chronology. So with the souls, the covenant of the souls, what was breathed in? So Allah breathed in His soul. What does His soul mean? It means His, meaning Adam's soul within the body. Do you understand? If we don't understand that, I mean, we can. And this is a very arrogant approach. I'm going to be real with you, bro. It's a very arrogant approach to go to next man's scripture when you don't know any Arabic, you don't know the pre-Islamic Arabic, you don't know the context of something, you don't know the seerah, you don't know grammar, rhetoric, and just say, oh, this is, this makes sense. Oh, no. Anyone can interpret the Quran. This is why we get nutcases like ISIS, bro.
Okay. One thing I would say is, thank you for that. Thank you for all of that. Yeah, but I think it's people as well that especially in the book need to do some more reading, because I asked you a simple question. Yeah. If you're saying, if we're going by what you just said, yes, it's Adam's soul which he created from nothing. Yeah, you said the soul was created from nothing. Why is it now that when it says that the soul is going to return to Allah? Why is the soul returning to Allah and not returning to nothing?
Okay. Answer me that question. So I'll answer that question directly. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. But no, listen, bro. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's really simple. Dawa, let me finish this. Let me just finish the answer. You can join in. I'm going to be done. I'm so tired. You can put me up. My answer is, when we say to Allah we return, we don't mean literally, bro. This is exactly the point that we're trying to tell you, Gabz, bro. I mean, you're a really nice guy, and I really like you, bro. I know me and you have a lot of banter, but we're not saying literally. It doesn't mean that you literally go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When our souls are taken, we go into the world of the barzakh, the intermediary world, and then we wait there until the day of judgment, and then we have a judgment day. It's decided where we're gonna go. We're gonna be in either heaven or in hell. May Allah forgive us and protect all of us from that. This is a thing, but we're going to, yeah.
Saracen,
it's not literal. It's not literal.
Yeah. Allah say in the book that I'm saying, don't take this literal. What it means is you're gonna go to the second place and chill and have. Did he say that?
No, bro. Do you know what it is? There's so much that is in that I can't.
Does Allah
the world of the barzakh is established. To be
honest,
okay. All right, let me answer your question directly, Gabz. I don't know.
Does Allah say?
No, listen, Gabz. Let me answer you. listen, I don't know if it's in the Quran, but I know that ulama have told us that this is what it is, and I'm pretty sure that they based it on
Forget
something
what
else.
ulama say.
No, I can't forget what the
No,
ulama
no.
say.
I'm saying Saracen.
I'm not that well acquainted with the Quran to say.
Saracen.
You don't know, man.
No.
You don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what Kalam. You tell him.
You don't.
I'm saying I don't personally know if it says that in the Quran. I'm saying I've put my trust into people who I trust, and that is the ulama.
Okay.
I'm sure that I will. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
fine.
Now you understand.
So Gabz, 1 second. I'm saying that they wouldn't have just cut the barzakh, the heaven, the hell. They wouldn't have just. I know the heaven and hell are definitely in the Quran, but I know the barzakh. I'm not sure if that's in the Quran. It might be from the hadith or Sahih hadith,
Okay.
authentic mutawatir hadith. But this is why we believe in Quran and Sunnah.
All right.
So for what I'm gathering now is you rather go by the words of man than the words of Allah, because you said obviously you're gonna go by what the man's saying. Then obviously Allah doesn't say it, so you don't know, but you'll trust what the man's saying. You said it, but not Allah's words. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, bro, look,
That's fine.
with anything, bro.
Hold on. Keep your mics muted. Dawa. What I'm gonna do? Hold on. I'm gonna wrap this up, okay, with Dawa Digital's quote, and then afterwards I'm actually gonna open it back up again for everybody else to speak. Okay, so far what I'm getting from this conversation is this: number one, Muslims made the claim, okay, that the soul was created, okay, yet so far haven't provided any evidence to support that suggestion or claim. Number two, they made the claim that Allah creates from nothing, but when asked to present the evidence, there is nowhere in the Quran that it states Allah creates from nothing. Number three, we have established, Dawa Digital has established, that Allah does have a soul, but we falter on affirming his actions, okay? We faltered on affirming that he breathes.
I did not say that he does or he doesn't. I said he created a soul to go into Adam.
I asked you if Allah has a soul. Can we affirm if Allah has a soul? And you said yes.
No,
I don't wait it. What I'm gonna do is this. Okay, I can stand corrected. Okay, I want everybody after this video is finished is to rewind where I was asking about affirming the attributes, the names, attributes, and actions of Allah, and whether we got the confirmation from Dawa Digital. If I am wrong, I will actually, come back and say, I apologize, I was wrong. If I am right, okay, we can clearly see this right now. This video, I don't need Dawa to say anything more. We can clearly see that it's a confirmation that Dawa Digital did say, yes, Allah has a soul. He only merely faltered and asked questions more upon the breathing aspect, okay? So we come to that conclusion. So far, we know, okay, that we cannot prove that the soul was created or created from nothing. And the reason why we cannot, okay, from the Quranic perspective is this. Although it does say, I come from Allah, we come from Allah, we return. The reason being is this. Let me just share it with you. The reason being is this. And they ask you, okay, oh Muhammad, and they ask you about the soul. Anytime we ask you about the soul next time, brothers and sisters, this is just a simple get out clause. Just simply say this: the soul is of the affair of my Lord, and mankind have not been given of knowledge except a little. That's all you got to say. That's wait. Let me finish. I'm gonna
tell you what this verse means.
Let me finish, okay? So next time, brothers, Muslim brothers, okay, and sisters, to save the long dialogue, okay, just simply say, when asked about the soul, Allah or my Lord has only given us a little bit of knowledge. I do not know much. I can only tell you what Allah has presented to me. I can tell you that Allah breathed from his soul into Adam. And that's as much as I can tell you, because that's as much as the Quran gives me. Or you can state any other verses that the Quran says. That will be better for you. Affirm what the Quran states and what the Hadith or the Sahih collection of the Hadiths state. This will save you from any, how can I say it, peculiar and
If you allow me to
strenuous conversations. But go ahead, Dawa. I'm gonna open up. Go ahead.
Look, chapter number 17, yeah, verse number 85 in the Arabic. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And they ask you about the soul. Say, the soul is the affair of my Lord, and mankind have not been given of knowledge except a little. You cannot say this is a get-out clause. It isn't. What this is a humbling ayat, a very humbling verse, a very humbling sign, to show us that no matter how much we try to think of it, how much we try to work it out, we are incapable. We are materialistically, physically, metaphysically incapable of working out what the soul is. That is not a secret for us to know. So when you ask the question, you can ask it as much as you want. Look, I'll put to you simply, yeah, many atheist mathematicians went mad and committed suicide trying to work out what infinity is. That's just infinity. You're talking about something like the soul, and something else you can't work out. And you know what? If you want to kill yourselves, go ahead and try and work it out. But you're never going to work it out. We don't claim to know what the soul is. We don't. No one said we know what the soul is. None of the Muslims here have said we know what the soul is. Yeah? So in your humility, please you admit that your hubris led you to a dead end. Yeah? That your questioning led you to a dead end because you yourselves are incapable of working out what your questions are. Your questions are, you know, there's something called, look, when you're studying logic, yeah, you have to understand something, yeah, that some things defy logic. For example, if you have the three greatest arguers of logic in the room, right, from history, i.e. Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates, and you put them in a room together, their core philosophies, which were arguing logic, would be contradictory to each other. So if you can picture this in your minds, Aristotle would be at Socrates' throat, Socrates would be at Plato's throat, and Plato would be at Aristotle's throat. This is an example of where logic at the highest levels can fail you. You understand? Yeah, you can follow your train of thought, but it can lead you to a dead end. So when you look at this verse, and it's a very humbling verse, subhanAllah, look at this, man. And they ask you, oh Muhammad, about the soul. Say to them, say, Qul, yeah, say, the soul is of the affair of my Lord, and mankind have not been given of knowledge, except a little. A little. On that, you know, I can honestly end because I don't think there's nothing more to explore here. You know,
exactly.
You've asked questions. I think you've gone back and forth with rhetoric until it's led you to this point. Which is why
exactly. So what I want to do before Gabz comes in, Gabz, before you come in, okay? So we've come to the conclusion that Muslims are innovating and they're stating things that their Lord has not told them about. That's the point.
Not innovating. What kind of
who did that, Kalam? Who did that? Call a name out. Call out their name.
Brother Abdul, we're gonna negate you from it because you clearly said hold on. Dawa, come on. You got your opportunity to talk afterwards. We shut our mouths. We zip our mouths when you're talking. It's like you're turning into Brother Adnan Rashid, you know. Like when we have that, I don't know if it's just us, we have the etiquette. When somebody else is talking, we zip it, we keep quiet. And it seems as though people think that because they talk so much, talk over people and talk longer than anybody else, that they're winning some type of argument. No, you're not winning an argument, okay? It's just short and simple answers. It can really cripple the other person. So what I'm saying to you, Brother Abdul, before you start, you clearly stated you do not know where the soul came from. So we're cool with that. We're cool with you on that one. Anybody else who innovates and starts to say the soul was created, number one. Okay.
Of course it was.
No. See, now you're innovating, okay? But before
I'm
you
not.
do that,
I'm not. Prove it.
Okay, this is how I will prove it to you. Can you show me a verse in the Quran where it states the soul was created?
No. But the verse itself, wait a minute. If you understand the verse itself, that's exactly what it's saying.
All right. I don't want to go in there with you, okay? So clearly the Quran does not state that the soul was created. I'm going to say that again. It doesn't say it. Anybody who now states that the soul was created, okay, is now doing what's the word? Takif, Okay, takif. You're actually asking how. For me, for example, for me to state how Allah rose above his throne, okay, is me doing an innovation. I cannot do it. Allah has not told you how it is done. Muhammad has not told you how it is done. For you to think that you know more than Allah and more than Muhammad and to interject how it was done, you're doing something that is a great sin within inside of Islam. It's called bid'ah. You're innovating something that does not belong inside of it. That's
Nobody's
what I'm trying to
doing
explain
that,
to you.
So
what I'm
who's
saying,
doing that?
Later
Who's doing that?
So what I'm
Oh my
sorry?
God.
Later kamithli shay means that
There's nothing.
we're not like there's nothing onto like him. So the soul cannot be like Allah.
There you go.
It
So,
can't be part
so
of Allah.
there's nothing like Allah, etc., etc. Cool. We don't have no problem with that.
So
What I'm trying to say
separate.
to you, hold on. What I'm trying to say to you is, do not speak without knowledge. Speak with certainty. Speak with yakin. Speak with certainty. Speak with insight. Speak with clarity. Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. If it does not say in the Quran that Allah created the soul, don't speak on it. That is a fair. Hold on. We understand the Quran. We understand it. Listen, do I have to mute everybody here? Okay, only speak with what your Lord has given you. He's given you a little knowledge. Speak on that knowledge and don't go beyond. Don't transgress the bounds. Do not say Allah created the soul. Because when you're asked for the dalil, the proof, you cannot provide it. Do not say, hold, I haven't finished. I don't know why you lot not following the rules. When you lot state that Allah created the soul from nothing, okay, you are now doing bid'ah again, because you're innovating, which you cannot find in the Quran, and you cannot find in the Sunnah or in the Sahih Hadiths. So stop it. That's all I'm saying to you. Just state what is in the Quran and don't go beyond that. Go ahead.
Kalam.
Okay.
I'm going to go to you.
Let Reminder talk on that.
Reminder.
Nah, man, you look.
Go on, Dawa. Go on, Dawa Digital.
First of all, look.
Oh, wow.
If the soul weren't created by God, who created it? You tell me, Kalam.
Good question.
Oh my God.
Good question. It may just be uncreated, just like the speech. Hold on. Can I finish? Just like the speech of Allah, it is uncreated, right? That's why you guys in the Muslim world had a big theological debate whether the Quran was the created speech of Allah or the uncreated speech of Allah. Okay, this is one of those theological debates. Okay, so what I'm saying to you, do not transgress the bounds. What's wrong with that? I'm not even teaching you from an Islamic perspective, you know. I'm not even going from a Kemetic perspective or something else. I'm just teaching you from your religion. Imagine that.
But don't twist it up though, Kalam. You're right when you say that, but don't twist it up and act as if somebody's innovating. You're being very slick, slippery, and sneaky, bro. Nobody's saying or doing what you're claiming.
So
nobody's doing that.
So question. If you started saying that the soul was created, but it's not stated by Allah or the Prophet, is that something that is new?
No, we can infer it. It's a reasonable thing to infer. I'll tell you why it's reasonable.
And you know, hold on, because this is how you fall into shirk. Okay, it's reasonable. Hold on. Let me show you something. It's reasonable to infer that since Allah, has a throne, he rises over his throne, and other places says he sits on his throne. It is reasonable to infer that he has bum cheeks, he has buttocks, and it's reasonable to infer that if you have buttocks and butt cheeks, you must have an anus, and if you have butt cheeks and anus, it's reasonable to infer that you go to do it. So what I'm saying to you is that before you start going down into a slippery slope, and commit something that's shirk, don't do it. Just simply state what's in the Quran and then say Allahu Alam after that. Is that simple? I'm trying to save you.
Kalam, that's not what I'm saying. Look,
go ahead.
We know that the soul is within us, so we know that the humans are both flesh and a soul. If there's a soul in us, that's created, because otherwise we're saying Allah is in us. We're not, and then we have definitive later kamithli. There is nothing onto like him. We are the creation of Allah. We are not Allah. So therefore we can reasonably infer that the soul was created. because it's not part of Allah. Anything that's not part of Allah is created.
Can I speak now, brother?
Go on, Gabz. I'm gonna make you speak. Yeah, I just want to do this one last thing.
These are making me tired, and I'm
one last thing. One last thing. I want to know. Okay, you see, the attributes of Allah is one of them is Al-Rahman, meaning mercy. Okay, that belongs to Allah. But do we, as human beings, have mercy? Yes.
We have.
Hold on.
But it's not like the same. It's not the same.
Hold on.
Get out there, man.
Hold on. In Sahih Muslim, we read it earlier on in Sahih Muslim.
Let me speak, bro, please.
Allah states that He has mercy. He split up into 99 parts. He has 100 parts. 99 remained with Him, and 1% or 1 part went down into mankind. Okay, so clearly His attributes are inside of His creation, according to Sahih Muslim. Unless you want to say that is wrong. That is wrong. I don't know how you're going to say it because it's Sahih and it's Muslim. So you let me know.
Exactly.
Anyways,
checkmate.
Yeah.
That was a checkmate sidebar, and I don't need a response for
No,
it.
I can answer that.
No. That was just what you can respond afterwards. Now, Gabz, go ahead, King. Go ahead. Please, nobody unmute their mics and cut up Gabz. Don't do it. Anybody who does it will be ejected. Go ahead, Gabz.
Yeah, peace, bro. Peace. But that you just you hit the nail right on the head. The brother said, yeah, the soul is created because there's nothing unto Allah, which then you basically just proved and showed Sahih Muslim, yeah, where 1% of Allah got sent down to the creation. There's no point in trying to argue, and this is the thing, they're going to try and argue, but this is their own Sahih Muslim that says this. Do you see what I'm saying? And he's going to try and riddle away and say, well, it doesn't mean. At the end of the day, we have a soul, yes? The soul, parts of Allah's attributes, we have. So, like you were saying, creating, we can create, yes? Love, we can show love, we can show mercy, we can show all these things, yes? If Allah is the one that has all these things, where did we obtain it from? Who did we obtain it from? Because obviously the soul that's in us obtains those things. So if he's saying we was created from nothing, that means nothing obtains all these things like creating, love, mercy, gratitude. But it just doesn't make no sense. And going back to Dawah Digital, yeah, the brother was talking about understanding what the soul is. We was what the soul is, because like he said, yes, nobody knows what the soul is. We don't know exactly what the soul is. Where did the soul come from, bro? The little knowledge that it puts in, which is the knowledge that it gets. Oh my God, look at this, brother. Yeah, that it says that he gives you in the Quran by saying a little knowledge. So a little knowledge is where it comes from. But what it is, are you going to understand what it is? But once you understand the little knowledge about where it comes from, make you understand and probably get to what the soul is. But obviously, for some of these brothers here, the mindset, like I said, the lack of knowledge is very, I don't know. I don't even want to say it. But like I said, that's all I got to give. That's my 2 pence.
Yeah, we know
people in the chat room, they even know it's going to be hard to try and give people the medicine when the medicine's too hard to take. But, you know what I mean? The people in the chat room, they understood it. You know what I mean? They should. And it's
we still
got Dawah showing disrespect, chatting
with some. Keep your mics muted, please. Keep your mics muted. Hold on, Dawah, you can have your opportunity to speak. I just want everybody to know I'm going to be shutting down within the next 5 minutes, okay? Next 5 minutes, we shall be shutting down. We almost hitting the 4-hour mark, I believe, okay? So we're going to have to shut it down really soon. But we have over 150, 60 people tuned in right now. Family, could we get some likes? Could we get some likes? Let us know that you're loving the show, because we've got in today. Do you know how much information we've got in? I think this has to be one of the most, I don't know, thorough shows that we've done in a long time. We have different people on the panel actually representing their views, and they've represented it quite well to my estimation. I may not agree with everything that everybody's saying, but I think they did an excellent job of representing it and representing it from different angles as well. So, shout outs to you guys. This was absolutely fantastic. please, could we get more shows like this? Okay, get more shows like this. And Saracen, for example, if you have any show ideas, if you want to question the Kemetic ideology, I welcome you to do that. Just give us some notice beforehand, and then I will set it up for you. Same as anybody else on this panel. If you want to talk anything to do with Christianity, please let me know beforehand, and I'll hook it up to get everybody on here. Same with we've done Kemet, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, whatever you want to talk, atheism, whatever you want to talk about, I will make it happen. Just give me enough notice, like a day's notice, whatever the case is, and I will hook it up for you. Okay.
Can I? I've got to go because I've got work in the morning. But I just want to reiterate what you just said. I think it's been a good show. Hopefully, the open-minded people who want to learn will learn. Do you know what I mean? I think, Gabz, you know, I like you, bro, but I don't think you're trying to understand our position. Maybe us lot, me, Abdul, we weren't clear enough, and hopefully there'll be people a lot better, clearer than us. But try to understand where we're coming from as well. You know, I don't think you gave us medicine. I think you gave us baby cowpole, and you know, I can see you smiling, Kalam. Lay it out. Baby cowpole joke was funny, yeah. But anyway, hopefully we could carry on in the park. Hopefully, you know, it's all banter and stuff. You know, bear love, and we'll continue this discussion hopefully on Sunday anyway. Yeah. Good night, everyone, and salam alaikum to all the Muslim brothers and sisters.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum assalam, brother. I'm gonna have to shoot through. You know, I was asked by Muhammad Tawheed to come and do this for you guys, you know, but because he couldn't get into the chat himself. But you know, so I'm gonna wrap it up as well. But just to finish on one final point, and that is that, Gab, you did ask me, where does the soul come from? That is the same as saying, you made the same comment yourself a little while ago, saying that we're not asking you about where the soul comes from and what it's made of or what its particulars are. Well, the truth is, you did ask that, which is why I sourced that ayat regarding, you know, ayah numbers, I think, Surah 17, verse number 85, yeah, Surah Al-Isra, right? So the questions have been answered, but see, as Muslims, we won't pretend to know something we don't know. All we can do is give you the scholastic explanations of why we don't know, yeah? So we don't make claims to ignorance, yeah? We won't never do that. Now, Kalam, I agree with Saracen in the fact that when you try to understand our position, you don't seem sincere enough, because the questions that you ask, although sometimes are good, the way you understand them and the way you project them back to us is often quite bad. You know, it doesn't show that you have the fundamental capabilities of reasoning logic. What you're doing is you're trying to find fault, which is not a critical process, by the way. Yeah, it's not a critical process. A critical process also employs the idea of understanding what's being said, which you don't do. I think you purposefully try to not understand. Yep. And you know, there are caveats here as well. For example, Saracen quite clearly made a point of, you know, when you're reading the Quran, when you're studying a holy book, you don't just read it, you don't just look at a translation. There are things like grammar and nuance and anthropology and axiologies and all these other ologies and whatever, right? But it's a book that needs to be studied. It's an ancient book. It's an ancient book. Now, to give you a comparison, if you wanted to study, you know, for example, physics, you can't just read a book about it and think, oh, right, I'm the expert now. No, you have to study the subject. Same with maths. You have to study the subject contextually with understanding. It's called study, bro. And there are different ways to study of one thing, but there is something called method. Yeah. Now, when you don't employ method, what you're doing is you're showing your own ignorance. Now, in my first chat that I came in when I first joined Titans TV chat months ago, I had to lay this same point out. I'm making it again. Do not make claims to ignorance, because the argumentum ad ignorantium is not something grown men should be doing. These are things that children do. Yeah? And Gabz, your medicine was more like a cough sweet. Sorry, bro, but I like the taste of it, simply because it reminded me of my childhood, baby cowpole style. If you really want to bring the questions, then understand the position you're coming from as well, because you can't just come and make a claim to ignorance like you did as well. For example, where does the soul come from? Is, you know, and if if God didn't create it, you know, then who created it? Because we're not saying that. You have to listen to what we're saying and not just apply your own bias, man. Brothers, you know how it is, man. And you know, Kalam, you know how I am, right? If I've got something on my heart, I'll just say it, yeah. You know, I keep it fresh with you, yeah. And fresh with you, not hide nothing. Saying this is a thing inshallah, we meet on Sunday and we can chat. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool. Cool. And I'm gonna open it up. Open it up. Let's be your mic. I'm gonna open it up to my last brother Muslim, brother Abdul. So if you've got any last minute slick words that you like to state, I'm gonna allow all of it to slide. So go ahead, Abdul. Anything to say whilst we're closing down?
Yeah, brother. I never talk slick. I speak straight from the heart. You feel me? So that's how I get down. But basically is this, brother. You know, when you're looking at that verse and things of that nature, and you talking about Allah saying his spirit is similar to, you know, God made man in his image. Now, does that mean Kalam, Abdullah Wahab, and everybody on the panel and every human being on the face of the planet Earth looks like God literally? No, brother. That denotes possession. In other words, the creator is the owner of the image, just like Allah is the owner of the soul. So it's the same principle. This is what I was trying to relate to you earlier. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get, you know, caught up, twisted, take the verses out of context. You was the one actually doing that. You was the one actually committing bid'ah, even though I don't want to call you a kafir or nothing, but you don't believe in Islam, even though your whole family do. You know what I'm saying? But you was the one twisting up the words of the Quran, man. We as Muslims, we study the Quran. We got scholars that teach us, right? Rightly guided scholars. So we have certain little bit of knowledge about this, and we're telling you what it is, and y'all act like you can't understand the English words that we speaking to the people, bro. So it is what it is, man. You know, hopefully the message got across. That's it. I want my brother reminded to get it. He keep going in and out. He hasn't spoken yet. Inshallah, get a brother some words.
All right. Again, reminder, are you there to speak?
Let me talk
Yes,
after.
yes.
Go ahead, reminder.
Hello?
Yeah. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to basically say, going back to Kalam's point about where it actually says in the Quran that God created the soul. I mean, if we all wanted God to say a certain phrase or sentence the way we all wanted it, then, you know, we'd have a very, very big book. I think God speaks in the way he wills and he wants. And the verse that Saracen kept on saying, that God is nothing like anything else, is a clear proof that that soul did not physically come from God. So then it had to be created. There's no other way, you know, it could be, you know. So that evidence is telling you that if nothing is like God, then the soul that was in Adam had nothing. It was not a part of God. It never came from physically himself. It was created. There's no other way of looking at it. Now, if we want to say, where is the verse that actually says that it was created? I think we're asking for too much. You know, I can demand, you know, no, I don't want this verse to be put this way. I wanted to say, you know, where does it say exactly this? I think we're stretching it a bit. You know what I mean? So, and I think from Gabz's perspective, when he says things like, why didn't the soul go back to nothing? Let me just give you a very poor analogy. It might be a very poor analogy. If I assembled a phone, now this phone came from a lot of pieces. I assembled it. Now it's a phone. I give it to Gabz. Gabz has a phone. I say, Gabz, in a few years' time, I'm going to take this phone back from you. Gabz is not going to say to me, no, wait, let me give you back this phone in the many pieces that it was first in. It doesn't make sense. All I have to do is just take the phone. It doesn't matter how many pieces it was in. Just give me back the phone. You know what I mean? So it might be a poor analogy, but that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, it was a poor analogy, unfortunately. But okay, I've taken all the abuse I can possibly take, and I thank you guys for the abuse that you can possibly dish out. And what I will do, by not even responding to them, is allow our audience members, because I give my audience members a lot of, how can I put it? you know, I see my audience members, they have a lot of intelligence. They have the ability to think, and they have the ability to think critically, and they don't need anybody else to think for them. So they can see through everything that has transpired today. And I think we can do a lot of, how can I put it? Bite-sized chunks, you know, those I got you, got him moments, got him. You know, I think we could do at least 10 got him moments throughout this. And I think our audience members could see those got him moments completely. And we'll let our audience members judge what actually took place, what transpired today. And you know, I feel confident to not even respond to none of those things and just let my audience members judge who was dishing out the medicine and who was taking it. That's all. Go ahead, Gabz.
Well, yeah, brother Kalam. So yeah, this is gonna be my last bit. Now it's been a good show. Peace to brother Kalam. Peace to everyone in the chat room. Peace to everyone in the panel. And I just wanted to just add to a couple of those quotes. I ain't even gonna do no slander. There's no need. But to what one of the brothers said about the image being created in the image, that doesn't exactly mean the image. But one thing that we did understand is that Allah does have hands and a feet and a face and arms and stuff. It may not be anything like his creation, but he has it. And that's something that we have. That's something that frogs have. That's something that fish have. Yeah. A clock has hands and a face. A phone has a face and a back. Yeah. Loads of things have faces and all these things, faces, legs and stuff. It's not all the same, but they have it in their own way. So this is the image, obviously, which is reflected upon the creation. So we all have this image of Allah because he does have a hand in the face. It's not like ours. The same way the frog's hands is not the same like ours. The same way the hands on a clock is not the same hands as ours, but they do have hands, face, and all these different things. So that's the image that I get from that. And to also to touch on what the brother was saying about the pieces, the reason why that analogy wouldn't make no sense is because the brother said the pieces. If you made a piece of the phone, where did the pieces come from, bro? Where would those pieces have come from? Do you know what I mean? And I like that.
No, I was just going back to your your statement of the soul.
That's fine. That's fine. Just keep your mic mute. Keep your mic mute.
That's fine. Yeah,
it's a rhetorical question. Rhetorical question. Go ahead, King.
Yeah. It's rhetorical. Yeah, and that's fine. And I just think when if it's not our fault. One thing I will say, it's not our fault, yeah, that the God of the Quran, yeah, didn't want to, you know, teach those people or teach those Arabs about where their soul come from. And these are questions that he didn't want those people to understand. Because bearing in mind, there's other cultures and other people in the world, in humanity, where they understand the teachings and understand these things. But obviously, it's just dealing with the Quran and the message that the Arabs got, yeah, through the Prophet Muhammad. Obviously, God didn't want to give them all the secrets. But to the others, you know, they was happy to get, obviously, some of that information. But I like to say, anyway, peace to the brothers, you know, we'll do this again. You know, brother Kalam, you know, we live, baby, we live. You know, the medicine's been handed at the end of the day. Peace to everyone. Enjoy your sleep, you know, and that's it.
All right. Love, family. You know, I can't even say much more than that. You know, it's been an absolutely fantastic show. I enjoyed myself as per usual. But today I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And please, brother Abdul, if we can get you back on here again, that'll be wonderful. Saracen and brother, who else was missing? Dawa Digital. And any other Muslims that would like to join the panel on a conversation like this, please let me know, because it's definitely welcomed and it's definitely enjoyed. Okay, so we're signing out right now, and you know, of course, we're gonna have our after show, so I will post up the link for the after show very shortly. But for right now, we're signing out, and we've got to say love, peace, and I'll see you guys on the other side next show. Hopefully we could do one tomorrow. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, family, peace and love. See you guys soon.